Tony Hinchcliffe in the house, ladies and gentlemen. And he's
one of my faves. Last time we were here, I need more energy, IDP.
You were laughing.
Well, last time we were here, I was laughing so goddamn hard.
Hey, give me a second, man. I'm just revving up.
I'm just saying, though. It's Tony, man.
Sorry, buddy.
Last time he was here, he almost took your job co-hosting.
You were laughing pretty hard. You were doing the Chinese woman. I found it very offensive.
We made fun of me for crying on Comedy Central.
Yep. He cried on Comedy Central.
No, I didn't cry.
Season 6.5 of This Is Not Happening
with
Trevor Noah, and that's what finally broke Brendan.
He got emotional, huh?
Yeah.
No, I didn't cry on there. I was close, man.
Oh, I don't know.
Brendan will cry.
Yeah.
If you get him talking, if he's in a vulnerable state or he's been stressed, and then you can get him to truly break down.
I feel
great.
Tony, I feel like you're more like Brian, where you're kind of a robot.
Yeah, I don't know what that's like to cry.
Yeah, you don't look like a crier.
No, it's never happened before. I've never once.
What's
cried.
that feel
Have
like?
you ever had like months or weeks where you do cry where like, so I think maybe
Months?
it's hormonal. No, not months is ridiculous, but like I've had like days, That's so lame.
You ever had months?
Have you ever had months like Brian's
cry,
depressed,
bro?
Brian's depressed. Like you realize I'm a serious depressive. You ever have months where you truly just want to end it all?
That's how we find out.
Like you have
You ever have months where you just go dark, man?
Oh, well, my mother was talking to her friend and she'd known her forever. And she was like, God, I can't imagine suicide. And I said, and the woman goes, you can't? And my mother goes, no. And she goes, I think about suicide all the time. How do you not think about suicide?
Your mom said this.
No, her
lady.
friend.
Oh, word.
And she was like, well, you should see somebody about that. But I think sometimes, like, as far as like emotional shit, like I cry at dumb shit, dude. I cry at sometimes I cry at glorious stuff, like a commercial or just fucking instead of a movie.
You want to know the truth? You want to know what gets me? I'll be honest with you guys. I'll open up about this a little bit. There's something that sort of jerks me every time. Like, it sort of like gets me like, but I end up laughing it off. But it gets me so close, and I don't know why. But it's the end of Undercover Boss. When like the people infiltrate, when the boss plays the thing, and then they go back, and then they always give away so much stuff. They're like, Sally, I saw you, bagging groceries at the grocery store, and I own the grocery store, and I know you're struggling a bit, so I'm gonna give you $500,000.
Do you know what the show?
What? No.
So Undercover Boss. So it's these huge corporations, like take Nestle or something, and the owner of that. He'll come and he'll act like he's a worker.
Yeah, they'll put on like a mustache and like Asian eyes and stuff or whatever.
Yeah, Asian eyes. And then
super offensive.
Then they'll work next to like an actual like blue collar person.
Yeah.
And they'll just talk to them like they're normal people. They don't know what's going on.
Right. They'll like disguise everything. Just a guy who's trying to fit in here. I don't know what I'm doing here. Will you teach me how to do this? And the person's sometimes they're like, not nice to the undercover boss. They're like, oh man, get it together. Jeez, have you ever worked a real job before? Oh, sorry. Totally not the boss.
Bad acting.
Yeah. But these people tell the story where like you find out they have like 7 kids and they're both working and it's like these heartbreaking stories.
Yeah, they always
at the end of it, the boss is all... I'm actually your boss. I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
Dude, he's all... But I own you, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a slave. But then he's like, I'm going to give you whatever. Like, we're going to pay for your college education.
It's always
kids.
over the top.
Like, here's $1 million.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Fuck. She's all, oh, I quit. Well, I'm out of here. Yeah. It's great.
Well,
though.
so I think sometimes
that does get me too.
That kind of, when you see people struggle and then they have a moment of glory, right? So like, what is it? Is it The Voice where the family is watching them? You hear their whole backstory and then they fucking sing and they're brilliant. They're brilliant. They're as good as it gets. And the family's crying as they're watching them soar. That shit gets me, man. That's like where you're like, dude, you've had the shittiest life, but you sat in a shower or in your car and practiced singing your whole life, and now you're killing it,
Yeah.
I don't know.
The Voice is always funny to me because, like, they don't see the person. I think it'd be fun. I always pictured it being more fun if, like, they spun the chair, like, the other way.
If they didn't like him?
Yeah, exactly.
That would be funny.
You know?
It's super fucked up. That's dark.
Or if
that's American Idol.
Spun around, they're just like, ew, you're ugly. You're not going to be a star.
Oh, God damn it, yeah.
That's American Idol. American Idol's like, I mean, Simon would be like, what? You look like a squirrel. Yeah.
He was brutal to him, man.
But he was also honest. Like Simon was like, I'm a record producer. If you think you're going to make it in this business, this could be so helpful for so many people in Hollywood. Excuse me, sir. Let me just cut you off right now. You're going to chase this ghost for 20 years. I can tell you right now from all my experience, I got good pattern recognition. It ain't going to happen.
You know what the problem with that, though? Is everyone goes off the exception. Then when, like, you know, Meryl Streep, she went in on an audition when she was very first getting started, and someone very high up went, "You're never going to make it in this business. Turn around and go now. You don't have the looks. You don't have the skills. You have nothing that's going to qualify you to make it in Hollywood." Yeah. She was like, "Oh, okay."
Everybody has a story like that.
That's what Mitzi told Seinfeld. I had to follow his return to the Comedy Store after 36 years or something crazy a few months ago. And all he talked about in his first time back being at the Comedy Store was how the last time he was there 36 years ago, or 29 or whatever the crazy number was. And he just made fun of the fact that the owner of this club that you're at, who people think is the greatest mind in the history of comedy, Mitzi Shore, was so wrong about me and like bragging. It was really
He's like
cool.
Jordan. He holds that chip. Jordan during his Hall of Fame speech.
I saw it.
He was literally like, "Oh, high school coach who cut me." Basically, like, "Fuck you, look at me now." Like, "Oh, okay, you're Michael Jordan."
I really think I deserve to win that thing. Like, whoa, dude. You know?
But that's what makes him great. Like Seinfeld, that's what makes Seinfeld. Like, you know.
Seinfeld's, I mean, I've heard people go bad on him, but I've only had very limited interaction, and I know other people that have more interaction. He's pretty cool, man. He's if you're a comic, he's pretty supportive.
Have you been around him at all, Tony? Or just that one time?
Yeah, I had to follow him then, and I had to go up after him at the Improv a couple weeks later. It was, just hello.
He's very aware. Legend. I think one of the cool things about stand-up is that no matter what your status as a stand-up or what you've done, you're as good as your set right now in a way. Like, so Seinfeld has to get up and still be as funny as all the rest of us. And that's not a given because there are some really funny comics working. And if you're in a lineup at the Comedy Store or at the Improv with a good lineup, you better bring your A game because, in my opinion, a lot of the comics working today are as good as anybody.
Yeah. Especially at the store, right?
Especially at the store. So,
like last night, I was looking, it was a Tripoli show. I was looking at everyone on. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
2 nights ago, I was hanging out there, and Larry David popped in.
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
And I don't want to hate, but like you said, it's everybody else is in fighting shape right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And you try to show up to the octagon.
He had that long layoff. He had the 4-year layoff.
Right. He's pulling a GSP.
Yeah.
He got gang.
Like, I'll try it. Like, the game's advanced so much, man.
You can't just get up there.
Well,
Sandler did the same thing. Sandler, we were all doing this charity.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, and Sandler was like, I don't want to follow this guy. And I was like, and they were like, he didn't want. I was like, yeah, he didn't want to follow him, dude, because he hasn't been doing stand-up. That doesn't mean he's not,
He's doing a lot more now.
Yeah, but I'm saying he had just started. He didn't want to follow this one guy who's been doing a lot of stand-up.
To your point, though, those big names where they might get tickets in the door, but if it's not a quality show, they're so fucked. Like, again, I'm not hating you. Who am I to criticize anyone in comedy? But Tim Allen, when Tim Allen was the Laugh Factory, I saw him, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But then, he came back later, but he took a lot of time off.
You got to get in shape. You just have to. Stand-up really is rhythm and shape, and like when I'm doing the road the way I am now, I'm boiling, man. I'm ready anytime, anywhere. But if you take time off, that's why even though like I try to do sets during the week, because if I take 5 days off, it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a problem for me.
I don't do it ever.
Yeah.
Like 10 years.
Well, for when I was your age, I mean, I never took literally every single night. Yeah. Once I got past it, was like...
Last who's the guy who runs the Comedy Store?
The manager? Or the
manager.
Eric.
Eric, yeah. Last night I got done with my set, and then I was talking with Bert and Rogan. I came into the hallway, in the OR. I was standing there because I think Rogan just got done, or someone. Anyways, a woman came up to him and was like, I heard him go, "Oh, you go up anytime you want. Just let me know. You can go up." And I look and I'm like, God, where do I know her from? I'm a big Saturday Night Live fan. And I forget her name. Maybe you can look her up, Chin. You know what I'm talking about? But she's a stand-up comedian.
Melissa Villasenor?
Yes.
Yeah. And
so she went up in the OR. And I was like, oh, I got to see this. I love Saturday Night Live. I wonder how good she is at stand-up. Because I just saw Davidson. Pete Davidson, who was ridiculous.
Young guy, too.
Oh, my God. He's so fucking good. So I stayed to watch her because I heard her, talking like, oh, let me get up there.
Oh, she's great.
Dude.
Yeah.
She got up there, and at first she was like, the crowd, how the OR is.
Energy switch, yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, no, it was like this weird awkwardness. I was like, oh, man, like, what the fuck is happening right now? I felt real awkward. And then I guess that's what she does. And she got into it. And she, I don't want to give her away her bit, but she has this thing where she talked about songs and she sings. And she can sing. And I was just staring. I'm like, oh, she's so fucking talented. Like, to me, that stuff is so inspiring.
She's a schooled performer. And when you're a schooled performer, when you can sing like that, I promise you she can dance. I promise you she can sing. And I promise you she can act only because she studied it for
She's the real deal.
Yes.
I was working the cover booth on a open mic night like 9 years ago. And it was so routine. You'd go through the open mic, blah, 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 blah. And when you're working there, you really don't care. They all mix together and this and that. But she was the only person who the first time she got up on the open mic, I left a note for Tommy, like with a star next to her name that said, like, talk to me about this person, and like circled it. And I literally told him, I'm like, there's a freak that is in the open mic today.
She's a freak, right?
She was the same exact. What's crazy about her is that everybody grows and gets better. You know what I mean? Doing stand up. She really hasn't. She's always been that great. In the number 7 spot of the open mic in 2008. It was like, I literally am like leaning my head out of the cover booth like, what the hell is happening?
Dimitri Martin was that way. Dimitri Martin was that funny at 21.
Yeah.
Dimitri Martin was astonishing.
Yeah.
And it's never not been totally unique.
Like with her, like I've seen, Burr in the OR, obviously you, Rogan, like the main room's great, but then whenever, for me, I'm not like you guys, I didn't come up with it. So for me, where I get like, I guess my motivation, like my knowledge, is I go watch the OR, because that's where that's where the real ones are, the real ones. And when she went up there, I was so blown away, man.
Yeah.
Like I'll drive down Sunset and I'm so motivated when I see stuff like that.
That's the whole point.
And she's a real store girl too, even though she's so nice and her act is clean and smart and pretty, you know what I mean? She's still has that she has like that dark edge to where when that energy is switching at the beginning of that set, it makes you curious and it makes you lean forward, and then all of a sudden you're just getting...
I was sitting next to your boy Jim Ross.
Jeff Ross,
sorry. Yeah, I was sitting next to him. And you could, when she was going up there, like everyone was literally like, I was like, oh, do something. Please do something. Yeah. Please do something. And then she
sets you up.
Professional.
She sets you up.
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, oh, fuck.
That's so cool.
It was so cool.
Well, there you go. That's why I don't care who you are. I don't care how long you've been doing it. You better be constantly writing and coming up with new shit.
Yeah, I work hard all the time, so that maybe one day I could be nominated for guest of the.
All right.
Hey man,
Tony, don't be so aggressive.
Dalia said he deserves it, and he's kind of campaigning for it.
Kinda.
Yeah,
he's in Australia campaigning.
Yeah, I can't blame him. He starts the video, he bookends the video. You're a big Chris D'Elia fan,
can I say
Chen?
that I didn't do the video. I didn't do the picking or anything. No,
you didn't do the video.
It's a whole team thing.
I've seen the videos that you make, Chin. You do a really good job, and I think you could have. I've seen Gangnam Style before.
That was a hard one.
Gangnam Style. God damn it.
Chin, how do you explain me not being in that video after what I did to Brendan that day?
What do I say here? What do I say?
I mean,
you know what it is? Sometimes
I'll take it for the team.
No, because you're not a frequent enough guest.
Well, all right.
That's why. Because you had a one-off.
I need these things. I don't have Chris D'Elia hair. I don't have Bobby Lee likable baby body.
You shave Chris D'Elia's head, he fucking goes right into obscurity.
Goodbye.
You would see ya.
You get Bobby Lee normal eyeballs. Nobody's listening.
Bobby Lee gets in shape. See ya.
Will Sasso loses 75 pounds.
Not
Who cares?
funny.
Not likable roundhead guy anymore. How am I competing with guys that I was fans of when I was in high school on your show? Bobby Lee, Will Sasso, they're in the video. You think they need that? You think they need that career boost? No, I do. Chin.
Chin. You know what's weird is we're not even in November yet. So you could already kill today. And
there's already a running.
I mean, Rappaport's campaign.
Oh yeah, that's the guy. He needs the boost. Let's give his career.
God, I heard him get into it with Skip Bayless over. I mean, he gets so animated, it's crazy, man. He just fucking.
Skip Bayless is crazy.
He has the energy.
Skip Bayless is one of those guys. I like him, but he's just.
Was he a writer, a sports writer?
Yeah, I mean, he was a sports journalist forever. Right? But now it's just it's a Dallas Cowboys. It's a weird. I don't know. It's like he's almost like a troll. Like you can't really take him serious.
Yeah.
Like people don't care what he says as much as someone like it's this weird dynamic where Stephen A. Smith, who's on First Take, like he'll do boxing and what he says, people actually listen to.
I feel like he's really smart, Stephen A. Smith.
All of them are really smart. They're really
but
smart.
Stephen A. Smith really says stuff. He doesn't just talk about sports. Like I've heard his social commentary. That's really smart. Like really, really thought out, man. He's like, I mean, he
not on First Take, but on First Take, with sports, for whatever reason, what that guy says, and he has a way closer relationship with the actual, players and stuff like that. It's just weird between him and Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless just never caught on in that genre, I guess.
You're a sports fan, right?
I love it. Yeah.
Are you watching the World Series right now?
I watched it yesterday. Yeah, it was so cool. That Game of Thrones dude hit a 2-run home run
with the beard.
Yeah,
he's killing it.
I can't believe those guys can look like that. They look like
that red beard
Nordic warriors.
Yeah.
They're out there playing baseball.
Have you ever had a beard?
No, look at me.
No crying.
I can't even get nominated for Guest of the Year. How am I going to have a beard? I can't. I don't get anything. God doesn't look out for me. I've always had to grind everything out myself. If I don't edit myself into that video, I don't have a chance.
It has to happen now. Or he was a co-host. You were a co-host, right?
So where's the co-host of the year?
Yeah.
All right, make a video.
We have to get you an audition for Young Joker.
Yeah, we do. I met with the head of DC and the vice president of Warner Brothers.
How'd it go?
It went really, really great. But they said that they've reached out to a couple like humongous actors.
Yes.
Like basically like, haha, totally different movie.
Yes.
But
I could have told you that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't actually mean anything.
It doesn't seem like it's locked in yet.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
Well, so with a lot of movies now, like what does a movie star mean? There's so many examples where they pack it full of movie stars and don't make their money. And the idea there is that, we'll make our money in China or something because Matt Damon can sell tickets. But there are very few guys that are even translating that to that now.
Superhero movies are a little different because none of them have ever bombed. It's like the thing.
That's because it's the superhero prototype and the genre. And so you're wearing makeup and stuff anyway and special effects. So it's less important to get the actual actors who are movie stars.
Yeah.
And more important.
But think about who's been Joker.
I like it like that. I think
Heath Ledger, Jared Leto,
oh yeah,
Jack Nicholson. I mean,
Jared Leto was Joker.
Yeah,
yes,
in the Suicide Squad,
amazing Joker too.
But that's why I think they should go. That's why I think they should go with an unknown for this young Joker movie.
I agree.
Is because I think if it's someone big, they're going to get compared to those people. Whereas if you lower the bar,
well, if he's a young Joker, first of all, they have to go with somebody young who's not that well known.
Right.
Right. So
that's what I think too.
Yeah. Do you like acting?
Of course.
You love it.
It's so fun. Yeah. I love it so much. Just taped HBO's Crashing a few weeks ago. I'm going to be in the season finale.
Is that Apatow? Judd Apatow and what's his name?
Pete Holmes.
Pete Holmes, yeah.
Yep.
Dove has a really good role on that.
Oh, yeah. Dove's great on that.
Yep.
He's the promoter.
Yeah, Pete, well, I don't want to give anything away, but yeah, it's a fun episode. I get to show off a little bit of my skill set, you know what I mean? Maybe there's some roasting. I don't want to give anything away.
Pete's an interesting guy because he's so different than us.
Yeah.
I like him, but I love him. He's hilarious.
Goofball. He's so silly. Goofball, makes funny faces and reacts silly.
Pete would get along fine doing stand-up in the most liberal college in America because he's super liberal and progressive.
Pete's so cool that I don't even think he's been on this show, but he's nominated for Guest of the Year.
I love Pete. Anybody who doesn't like Pete Holmes is
he's
such
a
good
Pete.
guy.
Oh, yeah. I like Pete.
He's such a good
Pete
dude.
Is the guy you want as your neighbor. He's harmless. He could see your girl showering and you're like, all right.
Yeah, he's just such a exactly. He's such a nice guy.
But they told me that I should meet with Todd at the end of that meeting.
Oh, so Todd is doing.
Wait, yeah.
Well, because
That's what I was told.
his name is bandied about, but then you talk to him and he's like, nope. So they'll throw that name around.
No, they won't. It's positive.
Yeah,
He's doing it.
I think
He's for sure doing the movie.
100%.
he might not want you to know that he's
Yeah,
doing
maybe.
it.
When's the last time you talked to him?
No, I've talked to him. I've heard many a rumor, and people call me, hey, and then I go, hey, are you directing this? And he's like, no.
No, this one's real, B. Yeah.
Yeah.
He signed on?
confirmed, Yeah.
Yeah, he wrote it.
Yeah.
Him and his writing
Scott
partner.
Armstrong?
Yeah, wrote it.
Really?
Scott Silver.
Scott Silver. He used to work with Scott Armstrong.
Maybe it's Scott Armstrong. I don't know, but I think it's Scott Silver.
Well, I don't know. There are a lot of different Scotts, but his main writing partner was Scott Armstrong. He used to write. He wrote Old School with him and stuff.
They wrote it. I don't know.
Oh, if he wrote it, he's directing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's fucking directing what he.
I was really surprised. I thought he was just going to direct a movie that they sort of had written. So when I was told that
Not with Todd Phillips.
Todd came in with the idea, and we're going to see what happens. But I had a fun meeting with it's very surreal going into the DC headquarters.
Where's it at?
It's on the lot, Fox lot.
Is it on the Fox
lot? Wait, what's the one just over the valley there? I always get them all confused. On the other side of the hill.
In Burbank?
Yeah, you go over Crescent Heights.
It's Warner Brothers.
Yeah, Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
That's the
DC's
studio.
Warner.
That's
Yeah,
where
of
that's
course.
where Todd works.
blanked out.
He has
Yeah.
an office there.
And
You love the Joker.
I love the Joker
So, I mean,
so
you
much.
get, like,
It's I've wanted to. That's always been like a part of my thing. Is I've always wanted to play. I've written an outline for and some script of a young Joker movie for the last like 10, 15 years. I've chipped away at it.
Is it
About
similar
the-
to the Todd Phillips one?
I don't think it is from the vibe that I got from the DC guy, but it is basically about a stand-up comedian who's starting to finally get his stuff going, and all of a sudden, boom, everything goes horrible.
Life.
Yeah. Like horrible. So he goes sort of crazy. So it's like about a young
It's
stand-up
interesting
comedian.
how certain characters stay relevant throughout history. Like
Joker's the
Joker.
best character.
Yeah,
man.
like what is it about that?
Like, you
that
couldn't get
resonates
enough
with
of
all
when
us?
Heath Ledger was doing it, or
Like
Jack
he's an
Nicholson.
evil clown. He's basically an evil clown. That's really what.
Sort of.
Sort of.
That's the
crazy
prototype.
thing about the Joker is that there has been no origin story. Like in comic book mythology, one of the things with him is that it's always different, and he never really explains
There's no
it.
background.
How'd you get the scars? How'd you get like that? What happened?
In the Jack Nicholson Batman, it does. He explains it. He falls into the vat of toxic waste.
Yeah.
And but he's a criminal to begin with, and then he.
But
gets
no one
plastic
explains like
surgery.
how, you know what I'm saying, like his upbringing. But like it with
And it changes,
with
too.
Heath Ledger, you know, if you watch that when he portrayed Joker, he goes over a bunch of scenarios, how he got it. Oh, my dad and the knife and what's so funny. And he goes through all the. Then another one tells another story, but there's no like consistency or
Dude, he was so
background.
good.
It was
Heath
crazy.
Ledger.
Yeah.
For me, I got Jack Nicholson to my all-time. I just loved him. He was the first guy to
Oh,
be
Heath
wing.
Ledger.
It's
Wing
above my
Jones
head.
on
Jack
Jack
Nicholson.
Nicholson.
Dude, I don't think so. But
When it comes to Joker,
I mean, he was wing freak takes over. God, so you got to understand when it came out, I was younger and we didn't have movies were not like movies like that.
93.
You had to wait.
93.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But you had to wait until I came out, and we were in the movie theater, and he goes, "Wing freak takes over Gotham City. Wait till they get a load of me." And the whole fucking theater's like, ah! Because Jack Nicholson was at the height of his powers, man.
I went to it when I was
By
a
the
kid
way,
too.
don't
It was 93.
don't kid yourself, or even for a second think that Jack Nicholson can't hold his own against Heath Ledger, bro. Or
Oh,
anybody
for
else.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Heath
He's-
Ledger, what he did
Well,
with
he
Joker.
brought a darkness to it. He brought like a true
Also,
like a psychosis.
Also, you know what fucks up Jack Nicholson's Joker? Michael Keaton was playing Batman.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Tiny Michael Keaton
Yeah, it
was
didn't work.
Batman.
Yeah, I agree.
You didn't like it?
No.
See, I liked him because he was funny, but I wanted him to be, you know,
It's fucking Bruce Wayne.
yeah. Bruce Wayne, the Dark Knight's like a super athlete and really strong and all. But you know, Michael Keaton had a great
he's
sense
just
of
a
humor.
rich dude. What's interesting
but in
about
the Dark
Batman?
Knight in the
I'm
comic
just saying, what's
books-
interesting about Batman? He's just a rich dude. Like he's not a superhero.
Well, no,
he's
but-
just a rich fucking guy who's afraid of bats.
But after he saw his after
true.
he saw his parents killed, if you read the Dark Knight series, he sees his parents killed in front of him, and then because he inherits his family's fortune, he grows into an extreme athlete, and the bat is
he doesn't grow into it. He gets with the Legion of Shadows, and they take him under his wing. Who train him?
Yeah, he trains
he's not like
in martial
freak
arts.
athlete.
Yes, he is. He's an excellent actor. In the Dark Knight series, he's already an amazing athlete. Like, he's muscular. He can do all kinds of shit. Yes, he's trained.
He's just a trained rich dude. That's what Batman is.
He's very rich.
He's just rich.
Yeah, but he's also physically very gifted in the comic
yeah, but
books.
when you talk about superheroes, they're all fucking.
He's a man.
I assume my
He's
heroes
still
can
a man.
be stiff.
He's still a man.
Like, I assume most superheroes are going to be dynamic and touch their toes. But a superhero is a fucking superhero. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but there's like when he's falling through the air without any, like, he doesn't even have an ability to like shoot, do anything, and he's gonna die. And as he's falling through the air, he's like, you hear him thinking to himself. He goes, "I'm totally relaxed in this moment." Like, he's a true fucking ninja that he's trained himself. The Dark Knight is a very dark, like the actual comic book that it comes from is pretty dark.
I prefer that.
Yeah. Christian Bale, I think, was really good at just being a fucking dark dude.
My version of the young Joker takes jujitsu, trains jujitsu as like a regular hobby and stuff. So it explains why he can like get out of like straight jackets and extra flexible and dangerous
cool.
in close range.
Does like hot yoga 3 times a week?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But he's like, there's
There are so many different
references
interpretations
to it earlier
of
on.
It's really a question of how much humor you want to put into it or how much psychosis you want to put into it. That's what's great about that role.
I feel like these days it needs to be I feel like if you're into a superhero movie, especially Joker's so dark and they're gravitating towards it, obviously, but it has to be real.
Yeah.
You can't live in that playland anymore.
Right.
Like, especially with what's going on with this movie, you get why Joker's the way he is. And
all it takes is one bad day.
It's a reflection of the times.
Is that what you said at the meeting?
That's a famous Joker line.
All that takes is one bad day.
All it takes is one bad day.
And then you remember the Joker from Adam West days?
Yes. He was fucking great.
I'm going to get
actor?
you.
That was a famous actor.
Fucking,
he was an amazing actor, that guy. The Adam West series had
Those
such
were fun,
amazing
man.
actors. Yeah. Those guys were such good trained actors. They
tell you
were
what,
insane.
good luck beating the Riddler as Jim Carrey, though.
He was amazing.
Was
that's
great.
another guy who's phenomenal. Oh, Cesar Romero. Fuck, what a legend.
Remember Arnold as
legend.
Mr. Freeze? Was he the worst fucking actor of all time?
I'm going to put you on ice.
Chill out. He only had like 7 lines. They were just so
Cesar
corny.
Romero was so great
Yeah.
as the Joker. Oh my God, was
That's
he
the
amazing.
true OG right
Oh, dude, a true OG. He was incredible.
I love his hair, though.
Oh, fucking
I'd
phenomenal.
rock that shit.
Look at his laugh. What?
I'll see Jack Nicholson
Look at him, though.
kind of got a lot
Wow.
of his stuff from that, right?
Probably.
'cause he's- look
That's
at
fair.
him.
He grew up watching him.
Yeah.
You can't,
You could tell Jack was getting a big
Jack
paycheck.
was good, though. He was so silly in it, Jack Nicholson was really good at playing perverse.
Chill out. Hey, can you bring up Arnold
Freeze?
Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze?
The part where Jack was painting over all the stuff with his buddies, listening to like Prince on the
Yeah.
boombox,
Yeah.
though, it was like horrible.
He's
Yeah,
using
there was some
Brand X.
super corny stuff.
And he's just painting.
And then he has that just guy behind him with the big boom.
Yeah, see, some of this stuff is so
Yeah.
dated. Can
Yeah.
you bring up like just a scene with Jack Nicholson? I want to watch because some of it's dated. I want to see it stands the test. Let's see if it stands the test of time, and then let's watch Heath Ledger.
Well, you got to realize what you're dealing with, though. How long ago? There it is. Heath Ledger versus Jack Nicholson as Joker. Click on that.
yeah,
Do
there
they
you go.
compare it? It's kind of fucked up to compare.
Yeah, but
that's like
okay.
watching Barry Sanders and watching fucking
Yes.
some black and white.
I mean, Jack Nicholson's still alive, so
Personalities.
he wins, right?
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and in this installment of Versus, we're pitting Heath Ledger against Jack Nicholson to
Heath
see
Ledger
who's
looks
the
so
better Joker.
He looks creepy though.
Round 1.
Wow.
Makeup and munitions.
Let's put a smile on that face.
In this corner, we have the zany, the kooky, the psychopathically irrational Jack Napier.
You can call me Joker.
Probably closer in appearance to the comic book iteration, Nicholson's Joker has bleached white skin, pouty red lips, and a penchant for purple crushed velvet.
I love.
By far the hottest girl in any
He
Batman.
uses
Dude.
all manner of
Are you fucking kidding me?
How dare you bring on that other girl?
I mean, we haven't talked about Kim Basinger.
And in this corner, we have the dark, the brooding, facially disfigured Ledger Joker.
Good evening.
It's just more realistic. It's a different time.
Yes.
This season's clown prince of crime is sporting the always trendy Chelsea grin, long, straggly green hair, and skin foundation that's just a shade.
Jack
black.
Hey,
Nicholson
have you ever?
versus Heath
You
Ledger.
can stop it, Chin, because we're not even.
Why do I feel like Chris D'Elia is going to end up winning this thing?
right?
Heath
He
Ledger.
wouldn't be bad.
Hey, how funny was it? People have brought this up. I saw on Instagram how when you watch The Dark Knight, you remember when Two-Face, when he's in the bed, and Heath Ledger, the Joker, comes in dressed as a nurse, and he doesn't realize it's
Oh, yeah.
the nurse until fucking
Yeah.
Joker says something. He's like, oh! But he's dressed like fucking it's ridiculous.
It's just the Joker with a tiny little mask on.
yeah.
Like, you have no
it's
idea.
like fucking,
Like,
you gotta be
alright.
balls deep in Batman.
It's really funny how that doesn't stand out in the movie, but in the GIF, like, you're like,
like,
how-
oh my god, I missed it.
Right,
Like,
me
oh,
too.
come
It's
on,
always
man.
a challenge. It's so fun to kind of like.
And how great was
what do we-
Bane though?
Yeah.
Bane was great. Tom
was
Hardy
fucking-
doesn't mess around. You can basically look up any Tom Hardy movie and it's unbelievable.
You've never said
Was he
about
the
Tom
best
Hardy.
actor of
yeah.
all time?
You
Yeah,
never, you never
fucking
said.
love
You
him.
never said anything like, he was okay in that movie.
No.
He's always
Never.
amazing.
There's that one movie where he's vying for the girl's attention. That's a little shady, but it's still good.
You seen Bronson?
Fuck.
Hello.
How about the Revenant?
Yeah.
He was the best thing in that movie.
He's amazing in
I
Revenant.
mean, dude, he plays that guy. Move.
He's scary, dude. You don't want to be left
No,
alone
he's
with
a
him in the
dark
woods.
dude.
He makes it
what's
scary.
The other, what's that movie he did with Shia LaBeouf?
Oh, that's a good
Limit?
movie. That's a good movie.
you know what I'm talking about?
A crime family.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Peaky Blinders.
No.
how dare you? Lawless.
Lawless.
Oh, this means war. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So you get one of those.
It's great in Warrior.
He's a dime piece in This Means War, but yeah, when he was Bane, man, that's a weird role to play because you didn't know it was Tom Hardy till like
Right.
way after.
Yeah.
Like they didn't really
Well, during
promote him or anything like that.
When we were shooting Warrior, we all knew because, Grillo was like, well, he's about to be the biggest star there is. What do you mean? He goes, CIA is going to turn him into the prince of the town. It's fucking great, man. They all decided. They were like, yeah, he's the guy.
I
'Cause he
think,
went
I
away
think
for
he
a
would
little
make
while.
it with or without CA. He's a beast, man.
Well, the machine
Look at
decides.
him. Yeah, because they really didn't promote it. That was Tom Hardy at all on there.
Well, look what he's wearing. That's a lot of fun, by the way, as an actor. That's a good time to wear all day. Start to go crazy.
You think darkness is your ally?
He was able to do that so cool with such a weird voice. I was born in the dark.
The only problem is who's Batman on that one?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
See, that's a weird dynamic because
Look at Christian Bale there.
He would-
Bring him up. This is
one?
how much weight he loses. That's Christian Bale.
Which one are you looking at?
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
The machinist.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Yeah.
mechanic or
Mechanic.
machinist.
Machinist.
Oh my god.
That's
yeah.
Christian Bale, dude. He's out of his fucking mind. He walks around at 210, and he sucked all that weight.
He went crazy for that.
Wow.
But him as Batman was weird because he would just talk regular and then, I'm Batman. Get over here. And it's like, come on, man.
Yeah. That's why I think Michael Keaton was great. I sort of like the rich guy I like knowing that he utilizes his money and like weaponry. Like Christian Bale sort of was strong, it seemed like. And I sort of like thinking that Batman isn't that special.
Just rich.
Rich,
With
man.
resources.
He's rich.
And Morgan Freeman to create design shit for you.
Yeah. Like I think that if they made it about the suit and stuff, it's cool. I don't know. But Christian Bale's thing is like, where is she?
Where is she? It's like, God damn it.
His voice
man.
wouldn't change. He doesn't have a voice changer. Clearly, on the suit, the only part that's open is the mouth.
Which doesn't make sense because you're fighting him, that you're going to knock him out, hit him in the chin.
At least have there be like a funny scene where he's being Bruce Wayne and he does it like, what's the stock market at today? Totally Bruce Wayne.
Well, have you seen when Ben Affleck's Batman, he has the machine.
Oh, he does?
When he talks. He has like
really?
a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Ben Affleck.
is not cool, right?
He's just not my.
I'm a fan.
He's not.
Really?
I think he's good.
Everyone
but
hates on him.
I think
I'm
he's
a fan.
good. I think he's good. He's just not, to me, the level of like a Christian Bale or
No.
You know, those guys are just better. There's something deeper.
I think it's apples and oranges, man.
No.
Because the Batman he is, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought Christian Bale playing Batman was a step down from, like, you're better than that. Batman for you?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's a hard
Like,
role.
Ben Affleck makes sense to me as Batman.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. Like
I don't know.
But I mean, as far as an actor is concerned, Christian Bale.
No, he's not my Batman at all.
Yeah.
That's your fucking Batman, bro.
No,
It's
I didn't
interesting-
see it.
It's interesting that I
I'm
don't.
serious
Yeah, I
about
don't
this
take
stuff.
him seriously as Batman.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck. Maybe because it's Ben Affleck, and maybe I'm already like I
It's
just
Ben
Did
Affleck.
Geely
Yeah.
do it for you? What,
Jiggly or whatever it's called.
Geely, yeah.
I
Is that
liked
what
him in
ruined it for you?
I liked him in the. He was decent in the one where like he gets framed or whatever by the wife. What's that one? Where he broke
that
her heart?
was, fuck.
That was
movie-
good.
That movie's good.
But he does this
Have
thing
you seen
where he-
him in The Accountant or the movie that he recently, bring up his recent movies. I've been flying a lot lately, so I watch all these Ben Affleck movies. He's dropping fire these days.
He's the king of airplane movies. He's on everything up
Good
there.
director though.
Bro, first of all,
director.
where's it at? Hold on.
Let's go to
talking about The
no,
Accountant?
no, I'm talking about. So The Accountant's great. Live by the Night was dope as fuck.
I didn't
as
see
well.
it.
Really good movie.
Really
great movie.
No, he's good. You got to give it up. And by the way, he's become a really good director. And he was very good in The Accountant. I thought, and I bought that he was. You know, I don't know.
You ever seen him when he goes nuts on Argo too? He directed
Gone
that
Girl.
fucking
Yes.
Argo, Gone Girl.
Very good job. Very good job.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, give the man his
No,
due.
you got to
The
give him
movie-
credit
Hey,
as a director.
The Town.
The movies.
You
he's
know
in-
what?
By the way,
Fuck
you're right.
both you.
By the way,
Ben Affleck's right now like this.
no, you're right. No, you're
You know
right.
movies
you're
I'm
right.
in, you fucks?
I mean, you got to give it up, directing and starring in
Oh,
it.
and
So
also
fucking
I
hard.
went anal on J-Lo. What
Sir.
else you got?
Sir.
Any
you
other?
don't know that.
brain- come on, it's Ben Affleck.
All right.
You think he
Batman.
went for the butt?
Hopefully.
He went down Lopez.
Yeah.
It's not a given, bro, to
Lopez
go to
Lane?
Inch South.
I feel like he did it.
But either
Smoking
way, I'm gonna
Aces.
go with you on it.
He took
I'll go with you on
A
it.
train or whatever.
See,
gotta-
this is where he fucked up. Geely,
He was drinking though. He was
Jersey
drinking.
Girl. He was like balls deep in J-Lo there.
That's right.
Daredevil.
She's
great
bad for your
movie.
career.
Fuck yeah.
Daredevil.
I didn't see
dope ass
Daredevil.
movie.
He put it in J-Lo's Clerks too.
I don't. She's not good for the career there. It seems.
He put it in her Jiggly.
Pearl Harbor.
Jiggly.
I mean, he has some fire, man.
Take it easy with the Pearl Harbor though. You'll make me mad. You know what I mean?
Pearl Harbor's a good fucking
It
movie.
is?
You've never seen it.
No.
He
So how
put.
can you hate on
I don't
it?
know. I heard it sucked.
From who?
I don't know.
ISIS? Pearl Harbor sucked? That movie won a shitload of
ISIS,
awards.
the ISIS review.
I can't believe you like Pearl Harbor that much. I mean, what are you, anti-American?
Yeah, bro. Obviously,
Lord.
you're into the bombing of.
Hey,
Yeah.
not to
Our
mention
Navy.
Goodwill Hunting.
what are you waiting-
Can we get off fucking...
Are you writing a
Good
directing
Will
in
Hunting
your
was the shit.
9/11 movie or something?
How
Oh,
many people
yeah.
would change careers for Ben Affleck's?
Me?
Ready? Everybody.
Yeah.
He's killing it.
No, because I don't like doing movies. No, I take my ball and go home. Fuck.
You don't really...
Did you know what I just thought? You know what you just said?
Hold on. Armageddon. You know what? Both of you get the fuck out.
Armageddon. Do you have any idea how bad that movie was? No, you don't know. You're the guy that almost cried
Brendan,
on
take it
Comedy
easy, Brendan.
Central. You're not
Brendan,
impressed. with me, right?
Armageddon?
It was a hit. It was. A hit.
Armageddon?
It was a hit, but it does not hold up.
It doesn't hold up.
You gotta watch it.
I
again.
just watched it the other
No,
day.
you did not.
I swear to God, it's on FX
Great
like
soundtrack.
every other
Great
Wednesday.
soundtrack.
You watched it on
Armageddon.
FX. You're sitting there through commercials, watching Armageddon.
Yeah, man, I'm old school.
Listening to
He
Aerosmith.
puts in some movie time. He's got
Dude.
an encyclopedic movie
I'm just saying,
knowledge under his belt.
Ben
Armageddon.
Affleck's a monster. Doesn't deserve the hate he gets.
He does that thing with his bottom jaw where he pushes it out. You
Really?
know what I mean?
Like Quagmire?
You know.
The truth is, he's been killing it for a long time.
Yeah, so easy on the hate.
They loved the Goodwill Hunting, and they gave him everything, and they pushed him to the front. It's just like the rest of these jabronis that are mediocre, but still keep getting shots over and over again. But you're right. There's a lot of good movies he's in, but
Here's
I think
how
a
to-
lot of people would be great in that movie.
Here's the best way to
Yeah.
here's the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
I think that Ben Affleck as an actor is always he's never going to really surprise you. He's going to do a great job, but he's not going to be anything original. He's going to be derivative to an extent.
Yeah.
Whereas when you see Christian Bale, when you see Meryl Streep, when you see, but Daniel Day-Lewis, when you see the actors we're talking about, Jack Nicholson,
Daniel Day-Lewis,
Jack Nicholson, there's something about them that is original. Where you see Gene Hackman, where you see those guys, and you go, "Fuck, man, there's something that I believe deeply about."
I feel like they're in different lanes. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
They are. Everybody that Ben Affleck plays, it seems like Ben Affleck. He just plays himself.
Yeah.
And takes on the character's
Like
name.
Pacino.
Oh, I'm Chucky in this movie.
But still, that's what he does. Like he's good at being Ben Affleck. You tell me Morgan Freeman has leers these days?
He did, but not.
You're telling me Samuel L. Jackson has leers?
Wow. Why'd you mention those
guys,
two?
But there was something about those guys with their energy.
What is it about those two that you're comparing them?
All right, that seems racist. You're telling me Jackie Chan has leers? Are you shitting me?
You're obviously a racist and into Pearl Harbor.
It's a great movie.
No, I don't know. Sometimes you can't put your finger on it, but it's like they always say. I had an acting teacher who said, "You either have depth as an actor or you don't, and there's nothing you can do about it." And he would say that to the class, and everybody would be like, "I hope I have depth." Those were the two things. The two things that were always bandied about in acting class was teachers would say, "Nobody in this room's a real man." And Hollywood, I can count 5 guys, probably 3 who are real men. And then you'd be like, what? And then Marlon Brando is your example of a real man. And, he's able to cry but punch you in the face at the same time. So all of us guys would be like, we'd be in a crisis of manhood. Like, how do we become a real man? Do I go work with my hands? And it was all this kind of stuff. So there was always this has always been sort of the bandied about thing. But when you see it, you know it. Young Mickey Rourke was fucking... Every guy wanted to be him. Every girl wanted to fuck him.
Now no one wants to be him.
But when he was
young,
he was fucking beautiful.
I work out at the same gym as him, and he's like a scary ghost on the what's that called, elliptical?
Yeah.
Where you don't really like move your feet or anything.
Yeah.
You just sort of like move back and forth.
No, we've brought him up so many times.
Bring up Mickey Rourke and Pope of Greenwich Village for a second and just take a look.
It's the third time we've done this on Fire.
Really?
Yeah.
He used to whisper his lines. He'd whisper his lines. And every guy was like, holy fuck, who's this dude? He was awesome.
Now my generation knows him as the crazy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was so great. Oh my God, in Diner too. Remember him in
Have
Diner?
Have you seen him in Wild Card holding his chihuahua, hitting the speed bag?
Oh no.
Mm-mm. No, yeah. I've never really seen any of these Mickey Rourke movies.
He was great in Iron Man 3.
Oh no. You guys, I guess you're just so much younger. In Angel Heart, holy fuck. In Pope of Greenwich Village, one of the greatest movies ever. That movie changed my life. I
bet he was a beast back in the day.
That movie, when the guy, let me ask you this: have you ever seen a scene that changed your life in a movie? Like when Ned Beatty, I think it's Ned Beatty, looks at her, or Charles Durning. She goes, "How could you let this happen to us?" And he goes, "How could you let this happen to you? He's got to get out of town because the mafia's going to kill him." And he looks at her and he goes, "I let my whole life happen to me." And he kisses her.
Did you start crying in the movie?
Dude, it changed my life. I went, that's never going to be me. I'm never going to say that. I'm never going to say I let my whole life. I'm never going to say I let my life happen to me. Fucking never. Wow. And I was on the verge of doing it.
That movie did it for you.
Yes.
How old were you when this thing came out?
20.
Good Lord.
19, 18, 17.
Are you the kid on The Fighter and the Kid?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I am.
Just making sure. I don't. Sometimes
I've never really had a movie. I've never
really.
Maybe because I'm not an actor. No, I've never had a movie where I've been like, "You're right, The Rock. I need to stand tall."
Well, but it depends on the movies you're seeing. But you never had a movie that had you question your reality and your existence. Really, really?
Mm-mm.
Wow, that's a
You're
shame.
right, The Rock. That's so funny.
That's the point of art sometimes.
No, it's true. You want to take something from it, right?
Well, what do you think story is about? It's not just about entertainment. I mean, have you not? Have you
ever been to
like when you saw see Raging Bull, Taxi Driver? Those movies were life changing, man, for me. Deer Hunter, they were life changing.
How old are you, Tony?
I'm 33.
Those aren't life. So for us, I've never even seen those.
What were you watching? Like
not that, man.
So you just watched...
I grew up like I grew up on like Adam Sandler shit. Wow. And Jim Carrey.
Well, what about
dramas? I went to get entertained.
What about dramatic movies?
I guess in Shawshank, when he didn't let the ladyboys fuck him, I was like, I like his fight. I need to.
Damn, man, that's amazing to me.
Morgan Freeman was in that.
Yes.
He had range.
But I've never been in a movie and it's never like, I've never been motivated by a movie.
Wow. You never had a, wow.
I guess in Braveheart, when he screamed freedom, I was like, that's cool.
Jesus Christ. That's
pretty sure Pope of Greenwich Village came out the year I was born.
Yes.
84.
Yes.
4.
Those movies were so important. They were just important. I mean, they movies like Network. I mean, you guys are too young, but they changed in national conversation.
Do you think movies can do that today, B, with all the all the
it's very
stimulus and there's so many dynamics out there? You know what I'm saying? Like there's so much content now. Are you really watching? Like I can watch a documentary that will change the way I view the world. But a movie.
It's interesting to me to have this conversation because you guys
Schindler's List.
You're both intelligent and you're both pretty sensitive and you're both artistic.
Yeah.
So that's why it's fascinating to me that I that you haven't had that experience because that was
Movies.
my entire movie experience, and everybody of my generation feels that way to an extent.
You think?
Yes.
You don't think it's a little bit because you're balls deep in acting, especially then you're more sensitive to it?
I don't know, but I do know that the people. I mean, it's a question, but I do know that there were movies that changed the
Movies
conversation.
changed my life.
Like
I just can't.
Rocky actually created the fitness craze in this country. Believe it or not, I'm serious. Rocky created the fitness craze in 1975. People started to jog.
Well, the
People
movie
started drinking
300,
eggs.
created the CrossFit craze here.
Probably.
true.
But there were certain movies that were like, I mean, All the President's Men, which brought out the whole Watergate scandal where you actually saw it. I guess they were just iconic movies. Kramer versus Kramer. The Meryl Streep, where they were talking about where you saw a child have to choose between his parents. It was like, I don't know, maybe it was because we hadn't, in the 70s, they hadn't really, I guess movie making came about. It was still a new art form to an extent.
Where now it's like.
Yeah, and you were able to see, and there was this.
Because how are you going to change, how are you going to, you know what I'm saying? What are you going to do now to release something unless it's a doc? Because people want, what sells? Either superhero movies that are just entertainment and shoot 'em ups, or true stories. People want true stories.
Yeah,
or
there's
docs.
so much content.
Yeah.
Back then, when you saw The Godfather, for example, The Godfather or The fucking Exorcist, I guess people didn't like, or for that matter, really Enter the Dragon, which created a lot of the martial arts.
When's the last time you watched The Exorcist?
Still scary as shit, but
I put it on
I read
the other
book
day.
too.
I couldn't get through it.
Yeah.
You watch that, then watch fucking
So it was so
Insidious
shocking.
3.
Right.
Yeah.
But but again, the Exorcist was so shocking to people that they had ambulances outside the movie theater. It was shocking because remember, people didn't have special effects. This was new movie making.
When The Exorcist came out,
I mean,
there
the
were
idea when
ambulances?
she walks backwards like that, nobody had seen that.
And people
Nobody
are
had
like,
seen that. When she pisses on the rug,
And had heart attacks?
when she pisses on the rug in front of guests, we were a conservative country. We were a primarily Christian conservative country.
Think how high now the standard is.
Right.
If I went in a movie theater and Samuel L. Jackson shit on the floor, it wouldn't raise my blood pressure.
And back then, when she walks down and goes, "Mommy,
see everything.
Mommy, something's wrong with him," and she starts pissing in front of guests. She pisses on the fucking floor. Watch this. This literally, I mean, and by the way, Ellen Burstyn, an amazing actress.
Oh my God.
Dude, when people saw that, it was the most fucking. It was so because see,
I would have thrown my fucking popcorn at the screen.
Because you are the beneficiary of the legacy of that. You're the beneficiary of all the science and all the incredible movie magic. So now we see that and we go, looks corny.
Like watch the old it. Like before I went to see the new one, I watched the old one and I was there like, oh fuck. Then you watch the new one. I mean, you're talking.
Yeah. I know.
Like drive a car from the 70s. You know,
Sure, that's
drive a Porsche Carrera from the 70s, then drive a brand new Porsche from today. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Better.
It's so interesting. The Godfather. I mean,
But
Godfather.
there's something to that, those old school.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think
especially because you came up in it. And
not only that, the way they shot movies, and I remember this because I did it. When you shoot film, like on Mad TV or whatever, you didn't have digital. You were shooting film.
Right.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
It means it's so expensive. It was so expensive per foot.
I'm sure editing was a beast.
Well, editing took forever, but also, so when you had a camera on you, right? In fact, when Charlize Theron, she won that Oscar when she turns on Monster, when she turns to Christina Ricci and says, "I need some help." It's the first time she ever asked for help. It's one in my opinion, it made her undeniable. One of the best performances. When Patty was shooting that, they were running out of film. They didn't have money. And Patty goes, "We need this other take." She goes, "We only have one more take." film was precious. You couldn't do 1,000 takes. Film was so expensive. So there was even
you better be
that.
good at your job.
Yes, you had to be ready. And you had
you can't
3
have
takes.
100
If you were just an actor, a lot of times you had 3, 4, 5. You know, De Niro would take 50 takes, but that was De Niro. But for the most part, as an actor,
50 takes?
they had to hurry up. Shit was expensive. They're on it. So you better get it, because if you don't get it as an actor, it's in the can forever, and you kind of sucked.
You just got to roll with it.
It was a disaster. So I guess the pressure and and there weren't special effects, so you had to figure out a way to make it psychological.
You don't miss those old days.
Well, those old days, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I miss.
It's almost sad
impact.
that. Don't you think it's almost sad that you can't have the same impact?
It makes me sad that you guys are looking at movies only as entertainment and not as artistic impact.
No, they've artistically impacted me. I just couldn't square it up to a scene or something that I took literally like
that
from
changed
the verbiage.
your life. Yeah,
but Tarantino's movies and me finding out about that fresh out of high school turned me on to art completely.
Yes.
Like I started going to the library to like research him and the movies that influenced him.
Well, how about True Romance with Christopher Walken?
Absolutely. And the entire, all the way back to the movies that inspired him, like, you know, the Sergio Leone spaghetti westerns and all that. And I went off. And
Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
And where I was from in Ohio, in Youngstown, they sort of like being an artist, like they don't tell you that that's an option or anything like that. So I was, you know, very like self-taught and went off into a dark, like fucking.
I didn't know you were from Youngstown, because
Yeah.
that couldn't be more blue collar, right? I mean, that's
Youngstown super blue collar.
that's
It goes
it's aggressive,
both ways.
right?
Yeah.
It's an aggressive.
Yeah, it's a fighter's town.
Yeah.
And it's really, really tough and crazy, especially when I was growing up there.
Factory work and
They have football there
The factories were all closed, so it
Yeah.
turned into a big, depressed, like,
Springsteen wrote a song about it.
yeah. And the mafia was there because it's the central meeting place between Chicago and New York. But
Damn.
But when I was growing up, they cracked down on the mafia in Youngstown, so unorganized crime took over, like gangs, and so. That art stuff like really stood out to me, and it was mostly Tarantino and all that. And also when Jim Carrey made Man on the Moon and played Andy Kaufman, I didn't know who Andy Kaufman was.
On Netflix. Have you heard about this? No. There's a documentary coming out on Netflix when Jim Carrey played Man on the Moon and how he wouldn't break character. All behind the scenes stuff on it. I think it comes out November 4th, November 5th.
That movie changed my life. That movie changed my life.
That's
For
a
sure.
great
There you
fucking
go.
movie.
So there you go. So
Because I
there are
didn't even
movies
know.
that did.
That was because like I saw specials growing up on HBO and stuff like that, and I'm like, whoa, being a comedian seems crazy, but I don't. I guess maybe you have to have like a powerful dad or something to be able to do it. Like I didn't know how that possibly
It's
worked.
terrifying to think that you
seemed-
could actually do comedy.
I
right?
shouldn't say like so when you said like one scene or something like that, there's no scene.
Maybe it's a movie.
Yeah.
Maybe I think
you're
I think there's
sensitive,
a
smart
accumulation of things like the movie The Program, which was I don't know if you have seen The Program.
The
It's about
football movie?
The football movie,
Okay.
The
I remember
Program.
So it was
that.
relevant to you.
There's relevant, but then like the whole body of work from Adam Sandler and Jim Carrey, where I was using their vernacular and I was at a silly, like I was like, oh, I'm silly as fuck too. Obviously not silly.
It gave you license to
talented
be
like
silly,
that.
right?
Like, yeah, I was like, you know.
Well, it also gave you the desire to be funny because you wanted to touch that, right? I think that also, you know, it's true that it depends on your what was relevant to you at the time. For you, what was relevant was speed, strength, strategy. You were trying to be a pro athlete, so that's very, very all.
Maybe that's why the
right?
Program was good, but
I don't know.
I can't remember any movie where it was like life changing for me.
I remember in Man on the Moon, there's the part in the beginning where Andy
It's one of my favorite
is doing his thing, and the guy's like, I don't think I can pay you this week, Andy. You know, it's just not happening. You're not selling tickets or whatever. And I remember consciously thinking like, so there's people that just perform in front of audiences and they get paid like a few bucks. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
They just go up there and make people laugh. It was so, because I was always the class clown goofing around, and I just did it just because I loved making people laugh.
That's what you do.
So when I really put it together, that like, oh, that's a part. So that's the middle part between the HBO special.
That's how you
Is
get there.
Well,
yeah.
dude, before you guys were fucking born, probably. In fact, definitely
For
before you
sure.
were born.
Yeah, back when you were filming things.
When I was 18 years old, when I was 17 and 18, okay, when I was, I would go. My father would take me to the Improv in New York City, and he would take me there because I was talking about being an actor. And he would take me there with my mom just to show me, to try to essentially discourage me, to show me how hard it is and how funny these people were, but they still weren't making it. And we would go, and that's where I saw Dom Herrera for the first time. That's where I saw a young Dom Herrera. I mean, he was probably, 30, in his 30s. But I remember being so blown away in New York City at the Improv. First of all, you know what my favorite thing was to do? Watch my father laugh. My father, who had such a serious job and was so much pressure, and to watch that motherfucker howl.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn. And so what I would do is I would redo the jokes so that he would laugh, But it was so powerful to see. I couldn't believe how funny human beings could be. Like, I was like, this shit is so funny I can barely laugh. Have you ever seen something that's so funny that you're like, when I saw Ghostbusters with Bill Murray, the first one, I was so entertained that I was biting my nails because I couldn't laugh. I was so overwhelmed with the funny. Like, I was like, I don't know how to even describe it. Sometimes you can be so awed by the funny that you're not laughing. You're just kind of washing.
Yeah,
Is that happening?
Yeah.
Where you're like, this is fucking amazing. I can't laugh because
I remember it was like my first week, my first time at a comedy club. You're very lucky. That's very cool that your dad took you there. My first time ever in a comedy club, I had just signed up for the open mic at the Comedy Store, and I was lucky enough to get on my first Sunday even signing up in May of 2007.
How terrifying is that?
Super terrifying. I had never been inside of a comedy club, and all of a sudden I'm on the show. It's real. It's happening. It's what I wanted, and here we were. But a few days later after that, I was watching, I went back to the Comedy Store to see one of their normal shows and just sit in the back for the first time. And it was Duncan Trussell's Lil Hobo. You ever see him do that?
No. No, but it's hilarious.
You haven't seen him do it?
I'm already laughing at that.
It is the most
Lil Hobo.
It is the most lights out funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't want to give it away, but he pulls out a ventriloquist dummy and does a thing where he pays tribute to his grandfather who recently died, and let's just say that
sounds hilarious.
Insanity ensues.
Does he become a demon?
The whole thing. Everybody gets possessed, and everything's wired up.
It's so funny. I've seen that. Oh
it's
my god,
great. I remember that. You just reminded me of that. Sitting there, I laughed for months after that, but when it was happening, I couldn't laugh. I was just literally. I was realizing that wow, this is it. This is there's cool Duncan was sort of like a bridge between the guys that I was seeing at the store at the time and
where's he been? I haven't seen Duncan.
New York City.
Oh, is that where he is?
Yeah.
He moved. Okay.
Yeah.
But so you came out at how old?
Well, I started stand up at 22.
In LA?
Yeah.
So did you move from Youngstown to LA just to pursue stand up?
Pretty much, sort of. I wanted to get out of Ohio anyway, and my brother was living out here, so I just came out and was crashing on his couch for a while, and then pretty much that. I had written a script, not a complete script, but a lot of a movie, and wanted to try out stand up and see how it would go. I was at a coffee shop, made friends with Shia LaBeouf's dad one day in Burbank, and he told me to go to the Comedy Store. Don't start at sappy open mics.
Wow.
I'm like, all right. And at the time, Shia was about to be the new Indiana Jones and all this. He had just signed that super Spielberg deal. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess Shia LaBeouf's dad knows more than anybody that I've fucking talking to.
That's
so
fair.
I'll show up to the Comedy Store and start there. Learn how to, he said, don't be a big fish in a small pond. Just go there, make friends, and get in. He was right.
He's kind of right.
Yeah. Now I'm one of the top young rising stand-up comedians in the world. However, I'm not a nominee for Guest of the Year.
Okay, man, take it easy, bro.
You know what? Chin?
Come on. Don't turn on Chin.
You just got off that big tour, too, huh?
Yeah, the Monster Energy Outbreak Tour. And I'm going back to Australia this month for Thanksgiving.
You've always been there, right?
Yeah, it's going to be my third November in a row going to Australia.
You were there before me. I granted Chris D'Elia access to Australia. You're welcome, Chris.
You opened the gates?
Now. Yeah. He's there now.
You manicured the target?
I just gave him the okay, the pass.
They're the best. They're the best comedy fans in the world.
It's crazy.
Canada. I always thought Canada was unstoppable. Canada's amazing. Toronto, Vancouver, all this place, and then you go to Australia, and you're like, okie dokie.
Really? You know he can fucks with Australia. I don't know if you've been there.
I sold out 10 shows.
Dublin.
Really? Ooh. I've been getting a lot of. I think I might go to Europe in June. feel like, I don't know.
Amsterdam, they say, is really good.
I feel like a bunch of us should do like a rolling festival or something. It's so silly that we
we should go to.
We could all hang and
we should do
just knock out a bunch of
Scandinavia,
shit.
Ireland, fucking England.
We should do something where we go together.
It'd be sick.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And then shoot it, like turn it into a fucking.
But I think what
Like
you
a
would
tourgasm,
do, I think
but
what you
like
could do to make
cool.
to make money to make it make sense is you could get sponsors for it to sponsor the whole tour. You just get bangers, and then like everyone has their night, and you switch. So you do like a Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday, but you switch nights.
So people open and one person headline.
Does their full headline? Yeah. Then one person. Then next
people
night,
will come
switch
to
it.
everything because it'll be like a a party.
Yeah.
Like a festival.
We're all friends, all family.
Yeah.
It's almost better just to do. Everybody does a half hour.
Yeah.
It's a 2-hour show. Right. You bring 4 people. That'd be sick.
And then just split the money evenly.
Yeah. It wouldn't even be about the money.
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
Because what you do is you shoot it. I don't know. What would we? It'd be interesting. We'd think about it. Probably not come up with it on the air now, but it'd be fun. But I think we could sell out in Norway, Sweden. They're all watching this.
Oh yeah, no doubt about
Right?
it.
I mean, Finland. I mean, you get that.
They're interesting up in Sweden though. Sweden, I feel like, is the opposite of Australia. They're not like
You've been there?
Yeah, I thought I bombed. I did 2 shows, and I thought I bombed after the first show, and like I walked off stage because like they're so quiet,
They're polite.
but they applaud.
Yeah.
For comedy,
but they're not like
No, they're not like.
Like,
they're not
they
like
don't-
reserve.
They're not like Miami, where it's like a lot of Latin kind of woohoo party. They're staid,
it's very like
disciplined people.
Would you go back?
yeah. I mean, I'll go anywhere. Heck yeah. I just didn't know. The second show was fine.
You were in
After the first
Stockholm?
show, I'm like, Jesus. Like when I was like shaking Joe's hand after, Stockholm. I was shaking Joe's hand after the first set. I'm like, Jesus, I think I bombed. Like that. Like as we're exchanging. And then I went backstage. I'm like, oh my God, what happened? And the sound guy's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, why weren't they? That was a horrible set. And he's like, no, man, you were great. I'm like, what do you mean? Like I just had no idea
Like
that
you're
they
fighting
don't
Japan.
laugh.
Yeah.
Like whereas Australia's like da 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 da.
Was that that was in Stockholm?
Yeah.
Beautiful city, man.
Yeah, unbelievable. I felt like I was in a snow globe. It was
Really?
beautiful. Oh,
Yeah, it's cool.
all
You
the
can
women
swim
there,
in the water there, like in the main.
all the women there are stunning. Like there's no even pregnant women are
Smoke
models. Everybody's
Iceland. They say that about Iceland and Latvia.
yeah,
Those areas, like certain of those, it's like ridiculous.
magical. There's no fat people. And you can't find a fat person in Sweden. They don't exist. They kill
They're
them.
not there.
Yeah, they don't do
They
that.
murk 'em.
They don't survive.
Should we do some should we do some current events? Jim?
Current
I
events.
love current events.
Current events.
Play that trailer for me, Jim and Andy. Tony's gonna appreciate this.
Jim and Andy?
Because that one right there, The Great Beyond. I'm obsessed with
Yes.
Jim Carrey. Obviously,
How would you start this movie?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jim Carrey. And
Wow, look at that.
Good evening. Alrighty then.
Finding out you have something special and it gets a reaction. That's how I got attention and love.
Wow.
you're gonna love this.
Andy Kaufman came in to turn reality on its head and not stop when the camera stopped.
Andy Kaufman cared less about making his audience laugh than keeping them confused.
It blew my mind.
I wouldn't mind playing Jim Carrey one day in a movie about Jim Carrey.
Looking at
That'd be
the
cool.
ocean, and that's the moment when Andy came back to make his movie.
Could put on weight and do it.
After was out of my control.
Andy, that's enough. Perfect.
I don't like it. I want to do.
Jim Carrey doesn't stop.
Andy felt it was necessary to stay in the character.
He's exactly the way Andy was.
It's totally surreal.
And this crazy melodrama started happening all over the place.
Jimmy said they came down hard.
Who's they?
Universal didn't want the footage we took behind the scenes to surface so that people wouldn't think I was an asshole.
Andy, you have to give me a chance to make a movie.
I don't need to make a movie.
I was thinking, how far should I take this?
Sound check. It's working.
How far would Andy take it?
Wow.
Doesn't it look sweet?
That are going to sue this production for mental stress.
How did I not know about this? This is crazy to me.
I couldn't remember who I was anymore. So you step through the door not knowing what's on the other side. What's on the other side is everything.
If you believe they put a man on the moon, man on the moon.
I know him as well as I can know him. But who do you know? Even when they're right in front of you.
The movie sent me to the library, dude. I read every Andy Kaufman, Tony Clifton, every book about his life after that.
Some French fries, some pork steak.
Back when you had to go to...
I didn't know he was that much of a disaster. Nobody's talked about it.
Andy Kaufman?
No, I'm saying on the set, like what he was about.
Oh, Jim Carrey, full.
Yeah, but like on Mad TV, Orlando Jones, David Herman, they were always in character. If they were doing a character, you just better get used to that all day long. They were on.
I heard this is over the top.
Yeah,
like crazy.
Yeah. There was always like in improv and like that. There was always that tradition of just kind of like fuck everybody and be a dick. But that's pretty amazing.
It's gonna be sweet.
That is so cool.
He's a little crazy, ain't he? I mean,
I think you have to be. I think you have to
Carrey's
be.
gotten a little with that beard. And
I think to be as talented, like name someone that talented who's not crazy.
Exactly.
Name someone who's the most talented person you know who's not crazy.
Crazy, depending on how you define it, but
name someone. B.
Name a genius who's not crazy.
Yeah. Name someone who's so much more talented than everyone and has their shit together.
Kanye West.
Crazy as fuck.
Genius.
Crazy. Name
Einstein.
Crazy.
I don't think Daniel Day-Lewis is, who's pretty damn good as an actor, is crazy.
He's crazy.
You don't think he's a little weird going to England to work in?
Well, yeah. So he's into that.
He's a cobbler.
I mean, he's into,
Plus, you don't know him personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows what he's like behind the scenes?
Yeah, I think I don't look at it as crazy. I think look at it as inspired and passionate. So for Jim Carrey, he's tired. He got tired of himself, right? And so he's like, because let's be honest, you're an actor, right? So you've done everything you had to in stand-up. It's great. Now you've been acting. Now you're a star. Now you've got a lot of money. And all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I'm tired of being Jim Carrey, and I want to do something seriously artistic, because the one thing he was always frustrated about was he just wants to be an artist, right? And his heroes were people who push the envelope. And so I think for him, it was more, I don't look at it as crazy. I look at it as inspired, and I look at it as just fucking... But I mean, at the same time, he's kind of like...
I'm saying they're different.
Yeah.
Like, name anyone who's done anything, especially when they're a leader of a pack like that, they just don't think the same way everyone else does. You can't.
It's true.
When you're groundbreaking, you just can't. You're not going to be normal 9 to 5 and have all your shit together and be, steady all the time. No way, man.
I mean, imagine every single person, if he goes out in public, probably says the exact same thing. Jim Carrey. Imagine how crazy his life has to be.
Yeah.
Just avoiding, hoping nobody sees him, or...
I know somebody...
Oh my God, I just want to let you know, I love it.
My friend Misha...
Alrighty then.
He's like, my friend Misha dated him for a long time.
Oh, wow.
And he was really manic. He's just super manic. Hilarious, and then just depressed.
Yeah.
I mean, that was what he was when he was younger. Yeah. And, I think that there are highs and lows for people like that. He's whatever's going on with him now is, maybe to be expected. I don't know.
Dave Chappelle was saying how he can't a lot of times get through a set without someone going, "I'm rich, bitch." He's like, "All right, cool, man.
Yeah.
All right, fuck."
He's another one. I know people who know him very, very well. I don't know him, but he's another one who has a touch of like sort of out there-ness, a little mental.
I think you have to, man.
Yeah, no doubt, for sure.
Yeah.
As talented as Dave is, he's just fucking, He's a guy who's like, fuck it, I'm going to Africa for
and
4
even
years.
the ones that don't seem crazy are all doing, transcendental meditation for, 40 minutes a day.
And they're almost playing a character to make you think that they're not crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they talk like they have their shit together. You're like, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the word crazy. I like a different word for it. I don't know what word.
And I don't think crazy is a bad thing.
No, I'm not
crazy.
I
think
crazy as a
we're probably crazy in the way that I describe it, but
yeah, I don't mean crazy like clinically.
No, you
crazy.
just mean different. You just mean like
different,
not conventional,
neurotic.
Yeah, they just think about the world in a very different way. I mean, I think to be original and to be artistic in a way is to always look at it, first of all, from the outside in, and also to try to do it differently.
But you look at all these
destruction.
outliers. Like you look at all the outliers in sports and entertainment. They're usually, you know what I'm saying, as far as they're going to be crazy, quote unquote crazy. Yeah. In some way, they're just different than the rest of the pack.
We're all crazy though. It is weird.
I think stand-up comics are already pretty different.
Yeah.
I've never met a comic that worth his salt that was. I really mean this. I've actually, I don't think I've ever met a comic who killed me, who was really funny, who was normal.
Right.
And in fact, who isn't very fucked up in some way. So
I don't think that's a negative thing though. Be like when you say who's not normal, like I wouldn't want my comic to be normal.
Yeah, and they all
That's
had
what I mean by crazy. I don't mean like...
And they all had some weird kind of... They all had... Maybe it's a little bit like fighters, too. Like, they all had... Like, they had some trauma growing up. They had some weird family shit. They had some stuff.
Well, you're not going to have a point of view if you don't...
Right.
If you didn't come up for... You know, if you came up... Well, Jerry Seinfeld talks about it. He goes, I just want people to leave me alone. I grew up normal, but I just want to be left fucking alone. That's how I got into comedy.
You can have people who grew up normal or whatever be very creative. I mean...
Sure.
You know, sure. But I do think that... just the idea of wanting to be a comic, like if you really go into the motivation of what got you to do that, I just wanted, I wanted to feel legit. I wanted to feel, again, like when you grow up as a kid like me, let's just take the overwhelming emotion for me for the most part was shame. Like I was just ashamed of myself for whatever reason. We can go into the psychology, who cares? But that was my driving force of trying to be accepted. I wanted to figure out a way to separate myself because I felt like such a failure in everything I did, in every way, even my body and my, I don't know. You just weren't cool. I wasn't cool.
Right.
I've moved around to a different country. I wasn't American and I wasn't from the place I was in because I'd never lived in the States. So then now what? So how do you fit in? And then, I know. I'll make people laugh.
Yeah.
So that they like me.
Yeah, no.
Whatever your motivation, it's always kind of reminds me that whatever bad is happening to you, man, you can turn it into something kind of beautiful if you know what you're doing, if you know how to navigate it, right?
Yeah.
Like they did this
Hey,
thing.
B, tell Tony about your gay dreams.
Ooh.
You know what made me laugh so hard is when you said, "Oh, dude, I had a very sexual dream about Ronda Rousey last night." That's a dream I do remember. It was a great dream too. Your joke about having a gay face cracked me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ron and I were in a golf cart. We were riding around, and then we decided to start dating.
You started dating, like you verbalized it?
Yep,
or...
and then I was doing jiu-jitsu with her, and she was really tough, and I said, I remember I whispered in her ear, I go, just remember, I'm still a guy, and I'm still stronger.
You said that in your dream to Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, it was very, very hot.
Strange.
And then I woke up.
But yeah, that's
Sorry, guys.
All of a sudden you just hear head movement,
I can't believe I remember my dream. Fuck, that's the first time I remember
Tell
a
Tony
dream.
how you had a dream of getting fucked by a guy.
Well, listen, I don't.
What?
All right, listen, maybe. Yes, look, I've had a couple of dreams where I was very gay and in a relationship, and I was getting fucked. Not fucking, but getting. I had to. But the dream wasn't me getting fucked. The dream was I knew that I was about to have sex with the guy.
What do you think of that?
And I was like this. I was like, well, I guess I'm gay now.
So there was a guy behind you?
I guess. Gun to my head. I can't remember.
Gun to your head.
That means yes.
Dick in my butt. I don't know. I mean, but I know I was gay and in a relationship.
We did some research into it, and it doesn't make Brian, not that there's an issue.
Well, I wasn't turned on by it the way I was with the Rhonda story. It was
whatever, bro.
Whatever, bro.
But it doesn't make Brian homosexual or gay that he had those dreams. We looked into it. It's actually pretty normal, they say.
Like, if you're only gay in your dreams, then...
Yeah. I'm a gay dreamer.
I think I've seen this
gay
movie.
Dreamer.
Gay
I'm only gay when I sleep.
I'm only gay when I sleep. I'm only gay in the netherworld.
Yeah.
Only gay for about 8 hours.
But hey, but I'll tell you this: if you wake up after having a gay dream and you got a raging boner, that would make you gay. That's not.
No,
what
it
happened.
doesn't. You're just
react.
Well,
Sir,
I've never had that dream.
Why did you just say?
Well, I'm saying, but if you're aroused, I've seen your dream, you're gonna have a rock hard boner.
And look at me in the eye. It's all good, bro. You telling me you haven't seen a man, maybe even me when you're drunk, and thought I would make out with him.
Never.
I really have a deep
Not
sense
once.
of kinship.
Because I know what your breath smells like, and I've seen your teeth.
Come on, bro.
Whoa.
Don't be,
you just got turned down, dude.
No, that's not cool. That's really hurtful. You know what? You just filled me with shame.
Well,
Dude, you
by
brought me
the
back
sound
to
of
my
your
childhood.
dreams, looks like it's not the first time you've been filled with shame.
Dude, when you're a little drunk, you've gotten a little flirty with me, bro.
Never,
You
bro.
get touchy-feely, bro.
Let's
It's
go
been
to
a while.
some current events.
Oh,
Who was the
change
guy?
the
Who was
subject.
the guy in your dream? Was it Brendan?
That's what I asked
I don't
them.
know, man.
Our fans were like, hey, Brian's told you that dream before. It's definitely you.
I don't know, fans.
You don't
Why do
know
you
who
guys
the
have to be
guy
so
is,
detailed?
and you're in you call that a relationship you were in? You don't even know who it was.
You guys, I'm not in the court of law. You guys are asking me a lot of questions.
Have you ever had anything in your butt?
No.
Never.
Have you?
Besides a doctor's finger.
Have you ever had a
Doctor's
girl?
finger once, and I hated
I had
it.
a doctor's.
It's tough. Oh, I've had
3
girls.
digits.
I've had girls. Oh,
You
yeah.
ever
of
had
course
girls try and...
I had a girl
No.
stick her thumb in it when she was giving me the old, when there was oral.
Ooh.
Yep.
When
She
there was
stuck her
oral.
thumb
Good
right up
thing
my
you
ass.
said that, B. You've never had that, Tony?
No, I've been lucky.
Not once.
I don't know, or unlucky.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
could be a good time.
Hard to keep it together when that happens.
I know. I could. If I saw me and heard me talk, I'd be like, that guy's had a bunch of stuff in his butt. But I have a very virgin ass. I don't want to turn you on, Brian. I don't want you to have dreams about me.
There's another story I told on Rogan. I don't have time for it right now.
Which
but,
one?
Can you imagine how tight
the
my
Jimmy Burke story. When I had his thumb in my ass.
Oh.
That's the story. Yeah. We won't talk about it. I don't want to talk about
I'm
it.
surprised,
My
though.
friends
All
walked
the
away
years,
from me.
never had a girl just...
one of the tightest
whoops.
assholes in all of comedy.
Boom. All right, Jim, what do you got?
Loud farts in the morning.
There you go.
All right, this isn't the one. We'll start off with another one. We waited like a week for Tony to be here to see this, that it happened again.
No, no, that is not a real story.
That's real.
Again.
You made this.
No, an
No.
elderly
It
Chinese
literally
lady.
says another elderly Chinese passenger tosses coins into plane engine.
Yep.
Oh, licorice.
It happened again.
Lucky, this is photoshopped. It says Lucky Air. Stop
It's
this.
actually Lucky Air. It's real.
Have you
Multiple
heard about this,
sources.
B? So last time he was on, this
Hilarious,
lady
yeah.
takes change and is like,
Good luck.
good luck, and throws it in the engine, and they can't fly.
You've got to be kidding me. A
No.
76-year-old woman. Who's letting these people near the plane?
They have to stop now. They
But
have
how
to
how
stop.
do you get near the engine? Like, I've never been
Because
able to...
when you're walking out on the tarmac sometimes and you're going
Yeah,
up,
we've done it before.
As you're walking up, the
go-
engine's right there.
But if it's a major, if it's a major airline, I've never
First
been
of all,
able to
thank
walk
God somebody
outside.
caught her doing it. Because when birds fly, so in airports, it was a little known fact is they have peregrine falcons a lot of times, and the reason they have falcons in like that they're trained, they keep the other birds away because birds are super territorial. If you got a bunch of geese or crows flying around,
Ducks,
or pigeons
man.
or ducks, and it gets into the engine, you got big problems. Big problems.
Well, how about
have you seen
fucking
the video?
coins?
Did we do this on here? Did you see the video of that? Those fucking engines on planes where people get sucked into them.
Oh, we did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my God, that scares me.
You're talking about the suck zone.
The suck
That's where the
zone.
suck zone bit came from.
Oh, jeez.
Why do Chinese women think that throwing coins in a plane engine's gonna be good luck?
It's probably an
It's
old
like a
cultural
Buddhist thing.
Chin, I'm asking you.
Hey, man, he's Korean.
I'm Korean.
You
but I know
are?
about
Oh,
it,
is
yeah.
that why Bobby Lee's in the video for Best Guest of the Year?
That's not why.
I wish I could talk about this, but I can't. But yeah,
Hey,
it's a Chinese Buddhist thing.
Have anyone in your family, have they ever attempted to throw change in the...
No, that's not.
Ooh, we're gonna have the luckiest fright ever. We are so lucky.
That is the most condescending.
I know.
I hope we're not delayed. Huh.
I have a great idea. How about we add some ruck to this fright? I don't know if we use this rucky enough. I'm going to put stuff into the engine.
Dude, why are Asians the only people you can still make fun of? Because they're doing really well. That's why, right?
I don't know.
No, I just don't have any shame in my game. I really think that...
I can't believe this, even though she's 76, thinks it's okay to throw change in a fucking airplane.
Well,
Can you imagine how hard it must be to be an Asian pilot in the first place, right? I mean, out of all the racial stereotypes, let's face it. Chin, you been in a car accident?
I have, but other
You see
people's
what I'm
fault.
talking about?
Other people's fault.
You heard it.
I'm not going to join you in these terrible stereotypes.
No. We can talk about it.
Stereotypes exist for a reason. Let's be real.
Asians agree, and nobody knows more about stereotypes than Asian people. If you think about it,
It's true. Well, name, and bear with me here, but the stereotypes exist for a reason a lot of times. But Name the best Asian driver in F1 or NASCAR that's ever won. Go. No, wait. There's none. There's never been one.
Never. They end up throwing coins in their engine and they never get pole position.
Never get pole position.
I never thought of that too. Race car drivers. You're right.
It's just not a tradition. Just wait till they get into
driving.
it.
They should call it every race except for that one car driving.
Yeah, it's just not their thing.
So you love, do you watch any of that stuff? Because you love
Jay's
cars?
balls deep in it. No,
I never got it.
I don't like.
I guess Formula One's big deal though. It's like so much technique
Big deal.
and all
Big
that.
deal. There was one of the biggest names at Boxenburn, the Formula One driver, and his girlfriend was delicious. I'm
Lewis
like,
Hamilton?
Who the fuck is that? Not Lewis. I know Lewis Hamilton. It wasn't him. It was this other guy. And,
he was at NASCAR or Formula One.
Formula One, where they make bank.
Yeah.
And they're like, you don't know who that is? All the guys from England knew who he was because it's big over there too.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
Like,
how
no,
it's so
he's just
huge
this
in,
small dude.
It's so huge
Looked
in
him
Europe.
up. I mean, his net worth was like 60-something million. I mean, just crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
They make
amazing
bank.
how Formula One is so huge in everywhere else but the United States. It's just
Huge.
never.
It's getting bigger here. Like they just had one in Austin. Jay flew to it.
Why wouldn't it be as big though? I don't understand.
I don't know.
They have the
NASCAR's fucking huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge.
I can't get in NASCAR.
No.
No.
Still a lot of technique, I'm sure.
Yeah.
When you swap paint.
Days of Thunder was cool.
Tom Cruise.
Cool trickle.
Talk about a guy who plays the same role over and over.
Yeah.
What else you got, Jen?
All right. You guys know Barstool Sports. So they had a show on ESPN that got canceled after one episode.
So Barstool, everyone knows Barstool Sports. I love those guys. When I found out their show, which is called, I think, Van Talk?
Yes, Barstool Van Talk.
Van Talk. So ESPN signs these guys because they're trying to create dynamic and, get young, and there's so much content. They're kind of a dying breed, these talk shows, the First Takes, all that. They're not doing Sports Center. They're trying to be more relevant. So they collab with freaking Barstool. It's called Van Talk. And then I think they got in trouble because he was referring to a girl and he goes, man, she needs to sex it up or get sex or get the tits out or something.
Yeah. A girl named Sam Ponder, who she's like
in this environment. Oh boy.
But this was like 2 years ago they did this. So her name's Sam Ponder. She hosts the NFL show on ESPN. And then she dug up this old tweet. Let's see what Barstool.
Oh, it's old.
So yeah,
I thought they did it on the show.
So she tweeted this a long time ago. Said blogs, websites that constantly disrespect women and objectify their bodies, then take a strong stand on the Ray Rice issue really confuse me. So she's putting those two things together.
It's okay to be it's okay to be insensitive to what your impact is to a woman when you say she's got a great body or whatever, right? As a guy, because your locker room talk and it's how you grew up. And then to not be into dudes who knock a woman out in it. So they are two separate things for men.
Completely.
And
right? So I'm allowed to be insensitive in my language because I don't really pay attention. Like it's like Tony doesn't hate Asian people because he's doing a fucking impression. And he can also not like it when an Asian woman gets the shit kicked out of her by her boyfriend. This is
But this is confusing to me because know what you're dealing with if you're ESPN.
Yeah.
Like when you sign with Barstool Sports and the show's called Van Talk. Know your demographic, know your talent.
So what is Van Talk? I don't understand
It's like podcasting. It's just bros.
It's a late night show filmed in a van.
Oh, okay.
And they just talk
It's
like
just bros talking.
Yeah.
And everyone knows this website. They make fun of sexual stuff.
They go
It's
hard
just
in the
what they
paint
do.
on
Yeah.
everything. They're funny, talented guys.
So they wrote a blog post about her tweet. So it's a long one about, like, as you can see, the woman was hired to stand on the sidelines because she's attractive and reports stone's throw away from girls who were hired to dance in their underwear.
Yeah.
So he just kind of goes off on her. Like, just because we like women and we think they're sexy doesn't mean we want to punch them in the face kind of deal.
Exactly.
So he did that.
Pretty girls wearing little clothes. Me too.
And they're joking around also
women are not
in this
great
blog
drivers.
post.
Look, man, we are losing our humor. This politically correct culture and this mob mentality is taking humor out of things. You can't even. The First Amendment is dying. Just because I say something doesn't mean you have to inflate it like a giant balloon and stamp it on me. Just because I say something that you think is sexist doesn't mean I'm a sexist. Doesn't mean I'm an asshole. Doesn't mean all these things. It just means I'm communicating.
Every time a car almost hits me, it's an Asian. Every time.
What's that?
Every time like a car starts veering into me, like on the freeway, I look over, it's Asian.
That's just that you're just being honest. That's pattern recognition. Let me see her face. Let me see what she looks like.
She's attractive.
Gorgeous. Jesus, she's gorgeous.
But she tweeted this out recently when she found out that Barstool was going to be on ESPN. So she tweeted out, and she tagged the wrong person. She goes, "Welcome to the family, Barstool Big Cat, and welcome to all your minions who will respond to this so kindly." And then she put this picture of the blog post that they wrote a long time ago, calling her.
Wow.
Everybody just throws everybody under the bus nowadays.
What a hater.
Everybody wants to watch somebody lose their job nowadays.
Well, this is really important too. Also, I think that when you are, when you kind of like identify with one team, one ideology, when you're just kind of like, oh, we have misogynist culture, rape culture, you're not able to then give anybody on the other side the benefit of the doubt. And more importantly, you're not really going to change minds. You're not really going to persuade people to come at least a little closer to your side. What you're going to do is when you call guys, misogynists and all that stuff, I don't know what it does. I think it just makes all of us defensive. And it makes both sides defensive. And they stop talking. And it's what I always say about the fucking debate in this country with any issue. It's like, you guys are sexist. You guys are bitches. And I think also I have to say that the left with they're a little bit too sensitive, man. I mean, fucking, you're creating an unsafe work environment with your memo. Well, an unsafe work environment is the battlefield and crab boats. I don't know. And
that's a statement from the president of ESPN.
Ooh, see, he's a bitch.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So the president just canceled the show because of this.
Yes.
So she ended up getting them canceled.
Yes. Yeah. They had one episode.
Wow.
And the president says that.
See that's
they delivered the show they promised, so he knew what was coming in.
So now again, this is politically correct.
Yep.
This is there goes there. That's a big deal for them. They may not get another show. That really hurts them, and maybe people wanted to hear it. And I do think that this politically correct culture is creeping into the upper echelon, and people's careers are being ruined on accusations before anything else happens, or they're joking around.
I'll say this too.
They are joking around.
I'll say this too. ESPN needs Barstool Sports more than Barstool needs ESPN.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
Big
and
time.
you know what? Let the ratings choose, because I think that's a great point, because Barstool Sports, let them find their own place, and I think ESPN's going to start to see that this politically correct,
Barstool's found
unforgivable culture.
Barstool's in the space ESPN wants to be in. They're the kings of it.
Oh, they are?
Yes.
They're
dominate.
fine. They're going to be fine.
Oh, more than fine.
Okay.
They could work with anyone they want.
Okay.
They chose ESPN. Then when ESPN's trying to get in this space and goes, oh, wait, we're retracting now.
Pussies.
Well, then Barstool goes, okay,
you're
cool,
a bitch,
man.
John Skipper.
Yeah.
That's being bitchy.
I'm a fan. I like ESPN. I'm a fan of ESPN. I've worked for ESPN, but they're making some know what you're signing up for. And also, you want to get in that digital space and you want to get on with talent like Barstool Sports. Well, now you fucked up, because they come with a legion.
Wow.
You're talking
and
massive
that legion,
reach.
and that legion takes offense to this.
Oh my God! And you're talking.
This is how guys talk. And
Barstool Sports 18 to 36. That's a demographic everyone's trying to connect with. Everyone. Yeah. Ratings are down in the NFL. Ratings are down in the UFC. Ratings are down on the back. Every show. All the networks are down. They're trying to get in this digital space. Then you have Barstool Sports, who's the king of males 18 to 36, and then you do this.
Yeah. Well, it's what you and I talk about. Like when the left says Trump supporters are racist and they're misogynist and they're homophobic and they didn't want to elect a qualified woman because they're sexist. Oh, okay. So Trump supporters, right? Well, did it ever occur to you that a lot of Trump supporters looked at Hillary Clinton as more of the same when it came to Barack Obama, and they weren't racist or sexist, but you know what? They have $400 in their bank account. $400 or $500 in their bank account. That's all they have. And they're desperate for a change. And they went, Hillary Clinton is speaking exactly like Barack Obama. It didn't work for me the past 8 years. I hate this guy, but I'm going to try it out. And they tried it out. So there's none of that compassion. If you hear comedians who are liberal talk, they just go, well, that side's racist. They're all a bunch of white racists. Are they? Is that how you're going to define that? Or are they human beings who are desperate and just wanted a fucking answer to their problems because they have, let me say it again. What is it? 50% of Americans have $500 in their bank account, $400? Think about that for a second.
There's no middle class anymore.
Well, that's very real. And people want to live with some dignity. And if you don't treat them with dignity and you brand them something as condescending as racist or sexist, and we all are we all not sometimes all of those things? I'm genocidal some days. I'm having a bad day. I want to kill fucking everybody. Doesn't mean I'm a bad guy.
Every
but
time
fuck
I've
everybody
ever
sometimes.
honked my horn, it's been because of an Asian person.
Well, there you go. And it doesn't make you anti-Asian, but you are a little bit sometimes.
Just on the road.
Mostly every time I'm driving.
There you go. For me, I the only people I don't hate truly are albinos, because any kind of melanin, I already have a problem.
You're anti-albino?
No, I love albinos. They're the purest, and then as you get more melanin, for me, I become like you have ultimately even too much melanin. But albinos are the
That's what you prefer.
That's how racist I am.
What else you got, Jen?
All right. So that Vegas shooter, today they found out that one of his brothers was just arrested for child porn.
Was that the motherfucker who's on CNN going, my brother's a good person, he this and this?
No, it's not. It's a different brother. So he has 3 brothers, and this is the one that got arrested for child porn.
First of all, you could show me his picture, and I'd go, oh yeah, arrest him for child porn.
Look at him. Look at him and his nose. He looks all bloody.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that family.
The family is kind of...
Yeah, super fucked up. Their father was a huge criminal.
God damn. Oh, that's right.
Huge criminal.
Yeah.
Of course they're all
on the
messed
FBI
up.
most wanted list.
That's got to suck when you're into child porn and your brother does a mass shooting and you're like, fuck, they're coming.
The FBI is like, we're going to have to snoop around. He's like,
Yeah.
fuck.
That's exactly what happened, too. People tipped him off as soon as they found out about the shooting.
Oh, you're super screwed.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
That's why I keep my distance between my child porn and all my friends that do dangerous things. I keep
Just don't associate it.
I have a different laptop for that.
If people took clips of this, like me saying, like, the more
know.
melanin you have, the more I hate you. Like, I like albinos, Asians.
Oh, you're screwed.
We're all
I'll
fucked.
tell you what, we're not going to make it on ESPN, gentlemen.
That's it.
What else you got, Jen? But of course that guy touches kids.
Yeah, that's horrible.
But of course.
Not a big one, but the Kardashians signed a $150 million contract.
For how many?
Jesus
for how long?
5 seasons, I think.
That's a serious.
Hey, say what you want about that mom, and I know.
I hear you.
They ride black dick all night long, but that mom is
That's
a
the only thing I
mastermind.
like about him.
Mastermind.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
I mean, the crazy one there is the one who's becoming the real boss and the real kind of entrepreneur is Kylie, that bottom left one who's had all the surgery. She's actually worth more than all of them.
Really? Because she has endorsements.
Yes, she has her makeup line, which is just for young women. She's like, for young women, she's fucking
Whoever those doctors
she's
are.
your Marlon Brando if you're a young girl.
Yeah.
Back in the 60s
Yeah.
or where the fuck.
Whoever, yeah. The only thing about that is it's interesting because that's that sort of association, right? So you sell something, you put it next to somebody's face and you sell something, right? And the problem with that is that when you're selling it, you're associating it with Kylie because you want to be like Kylie. The problem is when you buy the makeup, it's one of those things that, of course, that doesn't happen, right? That's one of the issues with consumerism is that...
What do you mean?
Well, so with consumerism, what you'll do is it's based on getting you to think you need this product because it's going to create more happiness in your life. It's going to create more fulfillment. It's going to make you more like the person you're in awe of, which would be someone like Kylie Jenner, who in your mind has a lifestyle you think you want, which is glamorous and all that stuff.
I don't know if it's a lifestyle. I think it's a look.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it's it's an interesting thing because ultimately it's not probably going to do that for you. It's just makeup, but it's being associated with that. And it's kind of like, it's kind of at the end of the day, a bankrupt kind of, but it's as old as time. It's what advertisement is. It's how you do it. Michael Jordan, McDonald's.
Have you guys ever been
like him?
Have you guys ever talked about this? Have you guys ever been approached by reality TV producers?
Brendan and I?
For this?
For sure.
Yeah.
That's it.
We would do it. We want to do something comedic. If it's
Yeah.
reality, it's reality, but with, quote
Scripted
unquote.
reality.
Yeah.
Oh, I just meant like them following you to the studio, doing the show, and just following your lives, just like these guys. Like a reality show.
Nah, we want to do comedy. Something like that, but
150
comedy.
mil.
Yeah.
If you're the Kardashians, we're far cry from that.
I'm surprised.
Brian might have to get a fake ass.
I'll do it.
I'm surprised. This is going to be exciting seasons of the Kardashians if OJ pops back in, says what's up. Imagine if he moved in the house.
Oh, my God.
How do you miss an episode?
It's part of my bet.
This could be the one.
Yeah.
OJ
Is it?
Simpson. The Simpsons.
Anything is possible. Anything is
He
possible.
might, yeah. What else you got? Well, but also the reason 5-year deal. So Kylie's pregnant, so they're gonna have that. So it's just a dynasty because Kim Kardashian has 3 kids. Homegirl Courtney has
now that
3
Bruce
kids.
Jenner's out of the way.
So now they're getting their own shows.
What if OJ comes in?
It's one after another.
Kim Kardashian is a beautiful woman, right? That's a great picture of her.
What if OJ came in and just started banging everybody, even Caitlyn?
Could happen.
They all know. They're all OJ.
Again, stranger things have happened.
Well, OJ and the mom were super close.
Yeah.
OJ was best friends with her husband.
Oh.
Best friends. So she was best friends with Nicole Brown.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Best friends.
Kris Jenner was.
Chris was super close.
Wow.
Best friends.
And
wow.
I'm sure they're still friends.
Do you think that there was probably some hanky-panky that went on, too, between her and OJ?
Yeah. I don't think she's ever seen a black dick she hasn't liked.
Mm-mm. It's true.
This has been the racist episode, everybody.
There's nothing wrong with it. I mean...
Nothing wrong at all. It's what I like about the
I don't give a fuck. If
are they all dating black
That's what
guys?
she prefers.
They're all dating
except for
black
Courtney.
kids.
Courtney's not. Every one of them, the rest of them are.
Courtney's not? Who's Courtney with?
Well, Scott Disick.
But Scott
They're
was
separated.
Scott's with Black China, right?
No.
Oh.
Rob was.
Now
Now they're restraining order against each other.
Oh, yeah.
Why no us? I don't know.
The
What else?
brother,
you got,
the
Jim?
brother, right? The brother is-
Rob, who's like 700
Poor
pounds.
guy.
I know. You just can't find his space.
She's pretty mercenary Black China, ain't she?
Oof.
Yeah.
She's suing the Kardashians.
She is? Why?
Because she said defamation of character, and they were supposed to have, her and Rob were supposed to have a reality show, and they ruined it. She, you know what she
That's
did?
the bad side of
They
Hollywood.
have a kid together, and she would send him videos of her like fucking other dudes and kissing other dudes, and he flipped out, went on social media. It was like, look what she's doing.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Poor guy.
But then
again, don't marry Black China. You should be able to read the signs.
her ex, again, why I know this? I have no idea. Her ex, Tyga,
How
who
come
has-
I'm into it?
her ex, Tyga, who was with China, who was dating Kylie, follow me on this, was dating his sister, told him, bro, Black China, first of all, her name's Black China. Don't get associated with a girl named Black China for
Right.
a long-term
I
relationship.
wonder if she's a bad driver because she's black, but she has the word China. in her name.
She's half Asian, I think.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, so probably not the greatest
Can I see her
driver.
for a sec?
Ooh.
But anyways, he told her, was like, dude, that's not the girl you wife up. Like, she's a
No.
she's a monster.
I don't even know her, and I could tell you that right now. She's very attractive, though, isn't she?
Depends on how you.
It depends what
Yeah.
picture you
Yeah.
get.
So this one.
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah.
Too
Hey,
crazy.
dude.
She was a stripper.
Dude, don't have fucking kids with her.
She
I
might
can
be
tell you
pregnant.
right
Too
now.
late. Look at that. Bun in the oven.
They had the kid.
Well,
It was
that's her meal ticket.
wow.
It depends it depends what picture you get, but
Yeah.
she can, it can look a little rough sometimes.
Yep. Who knows what her upbringing was. All right. Well,
What else you got, Jen?
My computer just froze.
Black
However,
China?
I know what it
can't-
is. It's Karate Kid. They're having a sequel. So Ralph Macchio and the guy that played what's his name?
I think your computer's back on.
Oh, here we go. This guy, Johnny Lawrence.
oh, yeah.
Remember the enemies? They're enemies.
yeah.
They're gonna have a sequel. It's going to be a YouTube Red special.
You're fucking right, it is. And you're lucky it's not on Lifetime. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It was a good movie, though, wasn't it? When it came out. That was my...
There they are together. And it's going to catch up with them, obviously, down the road in their lives.
I worked with Ralph Macchio a bit
The guy on the
for
left.
the roast. The Karate Kid for the roast of Rob Lowe, and it was sort of like sad watching him get made fun of like over and over again. It was like I very rarely feel bad for anybody
You
on
felt
those
bad
things.
for him? Yeah. What has he done since?
Absolutely nothing,
not a lot.
according to all of our jokes.
Does he have a regular job?
I don't know how he makes a living.
Is he selling car
I know
insurance?
somebody who's friends with him. I don't know, man.
Bring up his Wikipedia, Chin.
So weird.
Maybe he's just
'Cause
killing
he's
it,
a-
like directing or writing or something.
No,
think
it's
so.
not
Nice
really
guy,
like
very
Which one are we
nice
talking
man.
about?
Maybe just homeboy. What's his name?
Ralph Macchio.
I remember the movie. I loved the movie, but he was so skinny and unathletic. I was like, oof.
His IMDb?
He looks
I
good,
think
though.
Wikipedia might be
Good-looking
better.
fella. He
Because
looks
then we can
good.
figure out like what he really did.
How old is he? He's 50-5. He looks great for 55.
Damn, he's 50. Well, great. Well, yeah, you know what?
No, he does.
Yeah, he does look pretty good. Keep scrolling down. He has kids. He has a family. Okay, keep going.
He has karate children.
Okay, let's keep going down.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. So he's in. Hold on, Chin. He's in Hitchcock. Okay.
Not a lot. There's not a lot. I can tell you, it's just
there's not a lot going on there.
I can tell you, as an actor, there's not a lot of money going on. I don't know.
I can tell you, as not an actor, there's not a lot of money going on. You don't have to be a fucking Steven Spielberg to realize he's not.
2013.
And if you see all the himselfs, that means he's basically doing a joke about, hey, it's the Karate Kid. You know what I mean? Like, that is his. That's.
I wonder what he has to have another job, or maybe he just married a rich girl, or maybe he just killed it off Karate Kid.
I don't know. That's 30 years. That takes that money. That piggy bank's got to be super fat to last you 30 years. You got to have DuPont money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to have Rothschild money for that shit.
Man.
Yeah. Wax on, wax off.
Fucking.
There is no I in Miyagi. You know what I mean?
What
He's
else
in
you
The
got?
Deuce. Officer Haddix.
Oh, but yeah, there you go. TV. He's playing a regular on The Deuce.
Sort of. That's recurring.
All right.
Well,
Here's the
I
next
hope he's
one.
doing all
Whoa.
right.
This is in Australia. There's a crocodile problem there, and the city had put up traps in the water because someone died recently.
See you later, alligator.
After they photographed inside a baited crocodile trap. After they were photographed inside a baited crocodile
So
trap.
here they are. They swam into the baited trap.
Oh, my God.
Dude.
And what happened?
They didn't get attacked, but obviously everyone's freaking out, and they're going to get in trouble. The
Do
mayor
you know
even made a
how?
remark.
Do you
They
know?
scroll up. They put only one way to check a croc trap.
Dude, do you know what that crocodile would do to them? That's like.
It's crocodile infested. They're trying to catch them, and
What
they're
are
swimming
they
there.
thinking?
They're being silly.
Is this
you have
where's
to
this?
be-
Australia?
You would have to
Queensland,
be
Australia.
so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Salties
How
come
scared
for
would you
you.
be just swimming, doggy paddling?
I would never do it. See, people are so great.
Bro, if someone said, "Hey, you know that's crocodile infested water," I'd go, "Duly noted. I'm getting the fuck out of here."
I'd be
in my
100 yards
car."
away. Of course. But by the way, they're fucking baited.
But
You
this
dumbass.
This dude put, seriously, the meat we put in these traps is bait for crocodiles. Don't swim in them. It's stupid and illegal.
But
And their mayor,
mate.
their mayor wrote this.
This is incredibly stupid and dangerous behavior. I'm wondering if these fellows are vying for Idiots of the Year award or Idiots of the Century
I got to
award.
see who these
Maybe
guys are.
they're trying to
man.
be the
These
guest
guys are
of the year.
This is the craziest. That might be the craziest stunt, in my opinion, ever. Like,
Well, let's calm down.
what? But crocodiles, saltwater crocodiles, they come. If that's the crocodile infested area, they come for you when they see you.
You once got into a fight with one of them before, right?
Yes, but I had a stick and I stuck it in his jaws.
Perfect.
I don't get... but where the fuck were the crocs? Why did nothing happen?
Where'd that go?
That's
Is that you there, Chin?
That is me.
dude.
2011.
Wow.
What's going on with your friends there?
Yeah, bro.
Man.
You ain't
I
at...
didn't realize you were a drug kingpin.
You ain't
How
at
come
Trunks.
How come there are just guys?
Yeah, you ain't at Trunks
You guys
right now.
All just get out of prison in that?
Magic show.
Oh, wow.
I keep laughing at the dude. Remember that professor who was teaching his students in the corner? He forgot on his phone. It's just his huge dick.
Have you seen that, Tony? This guy's it's like in high school or middle school.
fucking
You know
God.
how he has his phone set up so he can go through to show the kids the screen, and he accidentally just was like, "And next slide," and it's a picture of his dick.
Oh, that's so funny.
But he had a dick on him too. It was
Dude, that one's
impressive.
happened on a bus trip we were taking as kids, like 4th grade or something like that. We had this teacher, Mr. Whatever. I shouldn't say his name because Youngstown's a small town, but
Mr. Rogers.
yeah. And he, you know how back then, like we had a VCR, and it was like one of those fancy buses where there's a few TVs, and you put a
sick.
movie in the VCR, and like we were like, wow, we get to watch a movie, and they're like, all right, we're gonna put on a movie. It's like Titanic or something like that, whatever it was, but it was before Titanic, I guess. And you know, you used to have to, like, if you wanted to order a pay-per-view porn, you'd have to record on your VCR over something else. And like halfway through Titanic, we're all sitting on this bus, and all of a sudden it's just like, "Bwah, chicka, bwah, bwah," like,
Everyone's like,
oh
Dude,
my
so
God.
fucking Jimmy Burke.
"What'd you guys do?"
He was bumbling. It was one of those things where it's like, he's like, oh, like stuff's like falling on him because he's trying to get it out
What
of the
did he
VCR
say?
so quick.
Did he have to apologize?
Oh, I can't imagine how awkward that meeting between him and the other teachers was when that bus got back to work.
He was like, I have no idea where that came from.
Jimmy Burke was such a fucking nut. I have my mom, my grandmother, my sister, and my aunt in his apartment. And he starts talking about how he's running with the bulls. And he goes, I have it on video. And they're like, really? He goes, you should see it. And he fucking puts it in. And he goes, and he hits play. And you just see this huge dick just going, and going, and he lets it sit. And my mother goes, oh my. And my grandmother goes, oh my.
Did he do it on purpose?
Of course he did. And he goes,
that's fucked up.
Oh, sorry, that wasn't the one. We were fucking.
So
I was
funny.
like, oh, you would do that to my fucking the women in my family.
I've told this story, I think, on there before, but I had a friend who, he's like, I'm dating this new girl. He was out of town. He's like, I'm dating this new girl. She's the best. My family's actually coming to meet her. And I was like, God, I feel like she's a real whore, man. Just from the pictures you showed me. And she, again, they were in a long distance relationship. So she would send him like the most vulgar pictures, like fucking bananas in her ass and just horrible.
There's a limit, right?
Well, he had to go pick it. Yeah, there's a limit. Then otherwise, and then you got a whore on your hands.
Yeah.
So he goes to pick his parents up at the airport, comes back, forgot he was like jacking off to her pictures on his laptop. So his parents come in like, oh, his family's like, oh, we got to show you this thing. We got this email. He's like, yeah, he used my laptop. They've never met the girl before. She was coming over that day.
Oh my God.
Flips open the laptop and she's like, oh my God. Oh my God. And my buddy went to go pick up his girl and bring her home. They walk in.
Oh no.
And then she's like, can I talk to you for a second?
God.
He's like, what? She's like, we saw her pictures on your computer.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
That's a horrible
It didn't work
thing.
out. It came true. My assumption was right. She was a raging whore.
Yeah, I had a girl send me.
Really? Normally the girls that send me videos of them shoving bananas in their pussies are the kind that,
Down to earth.
wife material.
Yeah.
Wifey, son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else she got, Chin? Is that it?
That was his Facebook page. Just one more. Check this out.
Oh.
This girl has a rare condition where she sweats blood.
Impossible.
It's actually, they thought it was fake, but they studied her, and she actually does sweat blood. She's been sweating blood for 3 years now.
What?
That's
not
fucking
fake news?
No.
If that's real, then that woman is the devil.
I was gonna say.
See? On USA Today.
Wow.
I was gonna say that's
Italy?
USA Today.
It's called hematohidrosis.
Oh, so it's the actual condition.
But they don't know what causes it to this day.
So she's not really working out or anything.
They gave her propranolol, which is like a blood pressure medication, just to keep it under wraps. But
damn,
it doesn't cure it.
That sucks for her. Better stay in that AC, girl.
Rose Namajunas or whatever is going to be dealing with that now in a month, right? Sweating
Find
blood.
your girl, Joanna.
Oof, I feel bad for Rose.
Rose is a little beast, though.
She's a little beast. Normally I don't count out Joanna's opponents that quickly. I think
you're counting Rose out.
Counting her out.
Oh wow,
quickly.
Well, damn.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be a quick one for her.
Rose is dangerous, man.
She is dangerous. What do you think, B?
I mean, I'll break down before the week of the fight, but I think it's a dangerous fight.
Really?
Yeah.
And Rose is one of those people you said was so athletic, and she's always improving, right?
On the ground, freak, man.
Man, I was watching Joanna though, just hitting mitts and throwing elbows and stuff, and God, she's got so much speed and power and explosion.
Her elbows are freaky, and I think that's where Rose is gonna just get. I feel bad because I think Rose is a pretty girl. I think she has that cute little face, and her nose is still okay.
When she's sitting next to you,
yeah.
And how big is she? And what do you think she weighs walking around? 130?
Not even, probably right around 120, 125.
Your height? How tall is she?
A little bit shorter than me. Yeah. She has she's very, very sleek. I mean, that's 115.
Yeah.
Tiny.
So, and she stays in really good shape. You know, if you see her on Instagram and stuff, she posts like all of her meals.
You guys are friends now.
Avocado and fruit, and oh yeah, we're very close.
She's
we
a
talk
man?
every week.
You do?
Week?
Oh. Seriously?
Yeah.
Does she have a man?
We don't talk about that.
All right.
Just got awkward.
She's attractive. she's attractive to me.
Very much.
I think
so.
she's attractive.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
I think we're into each other a little bit.
I agree with that. I think you guys.
I think she's hot. I think Joanna. Well, I think Valentina Shevchenko is attractive to me. She's a badass, but I think she's very good looking.
Agree.
The Polish girl who just won,
Karolina Kowalski.
I think she's adorable.
Yep. Her little lean against the
And
octagon.
I think Rose Namajunas to me is maybe my number one with Michelle Watterson.
I
Both
think
of
you'd
them
be
are-
surprised. I think in real life, I think Rose is
I've seen her.
translates to TV well.
No,
but
I've seen Rose in real life.
I think Joanna and her side by side. I think you end up thinking Joanna's a little bit hotter.
That Claudia Gadeja's body shits on all of them. Have you ever seen her in person?
I've not, sir. You talking about the haunches and things, the hindquarters, tailpiece?
I don't know if she's into dicks, but.
And Rose is also very stone-faced, and Joanna's very present, like smiley and always funny. She's very funny. I like funny. Rose is like, drama feels like.
And did you hear Joanna? They had the press day, and they were face to face, and Rose was like, "I think you're mentally unstable," which hits home
Wait,
because
Rose said that to Joanna, or
Joanna said that to Rose. She's like, "You're mentally unstable." Everyone's all.
She gets into her opponent's heads. It's my favorite thing in all of UFC fighting.
She
It's
does
why
it
I'm a big
very
Diaz
smart.
brothers guy. It's why I love Joanna.
She does it so much more
calculated,
cerebral and calculated
Yep.
than like a Diaz or these other guys.
and it's always different and custom made for each opponent. I think you're mentally unstable.
She finds like their insecurity. And
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
Below the belt, but guess you can't beat her up.
No.
Mark my words. I think this one gets. I think Rose gets busted clean open round 1 or 2,
wow.
elbows, and it just is like
Maybe you and I
over.
could put a little wager on that.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Right.
Normally, I say Joanna,
Decision?
pulls it away in rounds 4 and 5 like she typically does. This one, I've seen her. As cheesy as it sounds, I feel like she's getting better, and like her elbows and stuff that I'm seeing, just off silly Instagram videos and stuff, it's different. There's a different snap.
Yeah, you're obsessed with her, but yeah, I hear you.
I like her.
I mean, I
I
love
wanna meet her
fighting.
now.
I'm into the game.
You love Joanna, though.
I love Joanna. It's true.
Maybe we'll put a little wager on it. I'm not saying Rose is going to win, but it's not an easy fight for her.
I agree. It's not easy, but I think Joanna's in her head big time. Big time.
fair.
And all it takes is one blank before she closes the distance and and then you're fucking sweating blood.
Where did she comes from Holland? I mean, that's where she trained.
Poland.
No, I know
She
she, comes
trains
from
in
Poland.
Florida.
But did she come from the Dutch school of kickboxing, or where'd she get her training?
She was a Polish kickboxing champion.
Yes.
Okay.
She's a stud. You got to drop a knowledge, B?
Yeah. I heard a really awesome quote because, one of the things I say in today's political climate and just our culture is that it's really easy to be against something, but it's a lot harder to be for something, because when you're for something, you've got to kind of like really work out the details in a belief system. And so Michelangelo said, the great Michelangelo
Why are
said,
you laughing?
What is happening right now?
This is my dropping
Why are you
knowledge.
touching your hair like that? That made
What
it
is going
creepier.
on?
This is my dropping knowledge.
This is like a segment you guys do
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something?
Yeah.
Brian does it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Michelangelo-
so rarely a guest on this show.
Oh, yeah,
that I
we don't
even
usually
know
do
how it
dropping
works.
knowledge when we have a guest. We're going to do it now. I want to get your take on this.
Okay.
Michelangelo said, that's so funny. You had no idea what I was doing. I just come out.
You're like, what the fuck? Well, you made it weird because you kept grabbing your hair. Even I was like, what the fuck's going on right now?
fixing my hair when I do
Like
my
final
dropping
thoughts with Jerry Springer or
Yes,
something
exactly.
like
And
that.
then-
exactly
And then
what
I
it
just
is.
die.
That's what it is.
I believe it was the great Michelangelo.
I believe. But he
Tony
said,
goes, what the fuck is going on right now?
Why are you calling him Michelangelo?
Michelangelo.
Why do you get?
Well, because I'm Italian. dude.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
That's weird because I'm Italian. My father owns an Italian restaurant. My mom's Italian, but I've never heard anybody go Michelangelo.
Michelangelo. Michelangelo.
I think it's Michelangelo.
Well, that's because you're American. Dude.
Michel.
I'm Italian. So Michelangelo. When Michelangelo was in Roma and Florence, Firenze. How do you say Florence in fucking Italian?
Florence. No. That's how you say it. Like a goddamn
dude.
American.
No, dude, come on.
Like Michelangelo in the fettuccine Alfredo. Like,
Well, when I was in Notre Dame,
Carry on, B.
he said something awesome. He said, criticize by creating, which is a really good way of looking at it. So if you have a fucking criticism, come up with a better fucking way to do
I
it.
love that.
Criticize by creating. Because if you come up with a better idea, you come up with a better way to do things, It is the fucking best way to go about it. We have a shortage of that shit. We have a shortage of that shit.
Yeah, people just hate and they don't
Everybody
have any
want-
other...
Yep.
Yeah, criticize by creating. Think about that for a second. And I heard another fucking great quote about, when we talk about strength and the difference, and it kind of ties in. Somebody said, if your idea of strength, if you have one idea of strength, which is domination, right? Which is, the Russian idea, guns and the stock market and CrossFit and whatever it is. I can punch you in the face.
CrossFit.
It's not, you need that strength, but there are other forms of strength. And that kind of strength makes you afraid. It makes you kind of subservient. It's a dominant strength. But there's a great saying, if your culture's about that, somebody said, I think it was Darren Asimoglu who wrote this amazing book. He said, you can hold a gun to somebody's head and force them to pick up a box and move it over there. Or force them to pick up rocks and move them over there. But you can never put a gun to somebody's head and force them to have a great idea. And that's a very, very important concept. And one of the things that our country is great at, and one of the things that we're strong in, is that we create inspiration for great ideas. Mm-hmm. Because we give safe quarter to people who aren't necessarily strong that way, but who are creative.
Yeah.
And who
has it ever worked out for
criticize.
Anyone who are strong that way?
Never.
Never.
But yet a lot of countries still only have room for that one strength. And I would argue that our friend Donald Trump tends to be a little bit like that. Yeah. And that is something we have to avoid. And we have to remember that the strength of our country isn't just that we have incredible missiles and all that. It's also that, remember, you can hold a fucking gun to somebody's head and make them do anything you want except for have a great idea. And great ideas are what make things move.
It's true. It's what makes America everything.
It's real strength.
Yeah. I believe it was the great Leonardo da Vinci that once
Leonardo da Vinci was, he was great. Yeah. Have you been to Chile or Paraguay?
Oh, wait, are you also a little Latino?
Yeah, dude. I'm just a real fan of South America. So, for me, yeah. Yeah.
Who are some of your favorite South American artists?
Well, Neruda, Pablo Neruda is a great poet. I always loved him. And
Wow,
Gabriel Marquez.
I noticed on the word poet, you lost your accent.
What's that? Oh, fuck, poet. Like, you can get away with certain things by just fucking saying it. I'm from Italy.
T, where can they find you, brother? We got to wrap this bitch up.
TonyHinchcliffe.com for tickets to my new Australian tour. Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane, Sydney.
When is your voice got high.
November 22nd to the 28th. And I'm also in La Jolla, California, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and a bunch of other fun places.
When are you in La Jolla?
November 10th and 11th.
Nice.
Or might be 9th and 10th. Friday, Saturday.
I like that room.
Love it, man. Good
One
luck,
of my favorite
brother.
clubs ever. Thanks so much for having me, guys. Always a
Tony
pleasure.
Hinchcliffe, always awesome.
Check out Kill Tony.
Come see
Hour.
me November 17th, 18th, Gotham Comedy Club. And then Wise Guys, November 26th, 25th, 26th, I think, right the weekend, Thanksgiving weekend. Cobb's Comedy Club, December 7th, 8, and 9. Get your tickets now.
Calusa next Friday. I'm at Calusa Casino. And then I go Charlotte on a Thursday night. And then I'm at Zany's in Nashville Friday, Saturday, Columbus, Ohio, Funny Bone Sunday, November. Get tickets now for Brian and myself, tfatk.com. This is the Finally Kid with the Pony. We're out.